Serving up. Hi there, everybody, and welcome to Roll with Advantage. We're missing a few people right up at the top. There have been some just scheduling problems and traffic issues that people are running into, but we're going to go ahead and get started. Luckily, first watch starting off is Carasilla and Keothi, which both of those people are here, and the summary is being done by John today. So we're good to just dive in. Cameron and Felicity should be here shortly, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. So with that, let's go ahead and roll the intro and dive into tonight's session.
I honestly think it was like 30% us.
All right, and we are back. And Cameron's here. Look at that.
Hey.
There you
my
go.
God.
All you gotta do is start, and they will come. And Felicity will be here
I'm
in
so
just
sorry.
a little bit. Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
Schleisch.
I'd love one.
I have some brout here. If you'd like some brout.
Ooh.
Would you say?
Brout.
Brout.
Give me one.
I want brout.
Brout.
What is brout?
It's German
You
for
don't know
bread.
brout?
It's German for bread. Brout.
Oh, okay.
Brout. You want brout? Okay. Anyway.
No, no, I don't.
So
Are we live?
yeah, we are. Let's go ahead and dive in. So
Oh yeah.
as is tradition here on Roll with Advantage, I do not do the summary. No. I have my players do the summary. So this week on summary is John summarizing session 68 or book 6, chapter 11 of the.
Fucking kidding me, John? you
Fucking
start with that?
fantastic. This is what we need for session 69.
No, is it session 69? I didn't hear that.
This is technically session 6. I mean, it's chapter 6, book 12, technically.
No, it's session
You mean
69.
other
You
way
can't take
around.
this from us.
You
Oh.
changed it just in time.
No, hold on, give me a second. Hold on. Just 1 second. How do I do this? Just give me a second.
Yeah, take all the time you need. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I have my Spotify playing in the background this whole time.
Oh, am I doing a summary?
What are you
Yes.
doing right now? You asked us to give you a second, and now you haven't
Yeah.
done anything.
I figured out that I have to actually load something to do what I was trying to do. And now I can't. God damn it. You know what? I was going to turn my camera upside down for session 69. But I can't figure out how to do it, so never mind.
Wow. Software engineer who?
We
So
waited a long time for that.
yeah, long time to be disappointed. That's awesome. Nice.
Ooh.
So
That's
with that,
what I am.
well, maybe don't disappoint us with your summary, Jonathan. So take it away.
Yike.
Oh boy.
Right.
So last time on the Tales of the Iverion Coast, we had watches. The first being Carasilla and Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
They talked about, I believe they talked about the creator, some fishy boy that they'd met previous.
Mhm.
How Carasilla is able to, with all of this chaos going around, maintain her calm and her confidence through everything. There were a bit of other talks that I just don't remember, but I remember there were other things. And then we went on to the second watch, which was Cicely and Suni. And they talked in a tree. And they talked about someone named Poe, who I don't know who that is. I do know who that is. I'm joking. And talking about Poe and wondering if he was going to come back, or and then Keothi said something about getting out of the tree. You might hurt yourself because she's such a mom. And then finally, Ajax and Natalia had a conversation. Joe, stop that face. Close your mouth. Ajax and Natalia had a talk, talking about who's in charge in Belka, their past experiences and parental decisions with Ildon. And they just talked about Bianca and just kind of catching up. In the morning, Suni and Carasilla looked at the cursed dagger that I believe Carasilla owns. They're determined there was a way to break the curse without, killing mass amounts of people, which is cool. Later on, Bianca informed the group of a chilly sensation that she had been having, that as we grew closer to Damara's keep, got stronger and stronger, to the point where we were actually starting to see snow on her, and she was walking and there was snow beneath her feet. The Swordmaster informed everyone that the keep itself is shrouded in this eternal winter, and that's probably what's linking her to this curse. He also talked about how the kingdom came to be, the Drow, and Bianca's grandmother. Then, as we were traveling, we noticed some crazy shit. There was a bunch of dead bodies in an encampment that was completely shrouded in like dirt and blood and shadow and all this crazy shit off the side. But there was one person who was alive, and that person had blood underneath their fingernails and around their mouth, and they just couldn't remember anything about anything. Bianca, or Carasilla, did some investigation. Wait, hold on. I'm remembering this wrong. Wait. Bianca was able to tell that some shady shit was wrong with these bodies, where their souls weren't actually in their body anymore. And she talked to like a ghost using Speak with Dead. Ajax did some investigation using his cool magical eye and determined that this was caused by one of the members of the 13, Merca. In those tracks, not only are we headed to Periton to fight Demon Guy, we're also apparently going to be running into a member of the 13, which doesn't bode well for us as a group, as players in general. We got some shit ahead of us. And as we moved forward, we got to our next watch, and Bianca had a crazy dream flashback sort of thing. There was raining blood in a dilapidated, destroyed castle where demons or devils were slaughtering everyone, and she saw her grandmother, Ivana, who was talking to Ildon, the person who's basically has her soul. And then she woke up and she was like, yo, what the fuck? And that's the summary.
Talking to Issen. Ildon is her dad. But yes, you got it.
Shit, my bad.
No, that's an important detail. She was Ivana was not talking to her son about how her son owns Bianca's soul. Talking to
That
Issen.
would have been crazy.
That would have been a crazy plot twist.
Yeah.
But other than that, great job. Wonderful job on the
Thank
summary.
you.
So
Thank you.
that isn't right where we're going to pick up. We're actually going to kind of backpedal a little bit, because Bianca doesn't wake up until the third and final watch featuring Suni and Ajax. So our first watch that we're actually going to pick up with involves Carasilla and Keothi. So as everybody heads off to sleep, the Swordmaster, Ildon, and Suna heading off to the other camp to help with their watches and assist them in whatever they may need for the night. Carasilla and Keothi, the two of you settle in for your nighttime watch, and I'd like you to go ahead and make a perception check for me. And I'll go ahead and make one for Keothi.
That's an 8.
Oh, that's a 17 on Keothi's part. So, Keothi is looking out, seems to be keeping her senses a little bit sharper than normal. Carasilla, why do you think you're maybe having a little bit of a hard time perceiving this evening? What do you think might be throwing Carasilla off a bit?
Man, I think the thing will be, I think it's a split between two things.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've just picked up a shit ton of people, and one of them, I've already forgotten his name. But Stefan, yes. Our little cursed boy, I guess.
Oh, Shifter, yeah, Steppen, yeah.
Shifter, yeah. Stefan, there we go. Yeah, so I think her watch is less spent, I guess, looking outwards and taking in the area as one should do on a watch, and more so looking over the people themselves. Because there's a lot of people here. We're in dangerous places. She is worried, I guess, about what's going to happen. And, you know, the idea of bringing in a group of people to potentially wear a Forsaken and the whole, like, Essen thing, it's not exactly a great thing. And then obviously Bianca, the way she is, I think also a lot of just making sure that she's okay in her sleep, which I guess, I don't know, she probably isn't, but I think not in the way that, like, Ursula thinks. Like, I think she's just like, she must be fucking uncomfortable as shit, and, you know, probably isn't having a good time mentally to begin with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just, like, that distraction from the outwards and just too focused in on the inward.
Of course, yeah. And as you're sort of constantly shifting back and forth between these things, whether like physically looking at them or in their general direction, not looking out and about, I would say with Keothi 17, she would look over and see you just a little unbalanced, which is very unusual for you. And that's something Keothi is very aware of. And she'll just look over to you with a soft set of eyes and say, "Do you want to talk about it?"
Well, honestly, I'm not really sure what I would want to talk about. It's been a while since I've been with this many people, I suppose. Last time didn't end up going too well.
That's fair. That is. It is strange being with this large of a group of people. If it provides you any amount of comfort, I did send out a few messages using sending to some of my Goliaths, the ones that accompanied me here. And, well, at least, hopefully in the morning, perhaps mid-afternoon, they'll rendezvous with us, so we'll have some extra help along the way when we arrive in Periton.
Good. Think you'll need it.
And
It's nice that you found yourself quite the troop again.
yes, but Carasilla, that also means that Draven will be with them. You know that, right?
Right. But here's the whole mind thing, right? I mean, that's definitely
Yes, he's...
definitely had an impact on things. It's not.
Oh, very much. He's incredibly different. It's... If he wouldn't have been such a monster in his life, I'd almost feel bad for him. But... he's different. He's a much simpler man now. It doesn't seem like he wants anything other than to eat, to sleep, to drink, and just to have someone to talk to.
I just hard to imagine, I suppose.
Oh, yes. You didn't see him in those moments when he really thought that he had it all. Up until his downfall, that is. When myself and the others fought him in his keep in a small city, Wheat Hill, it was strange. Even when he lost, he still thought that he held all the cards. Even when he was in chains, in the dungeon of the same keep that used to be the seat of his power, and Iverion, he still thought he was winning.
Did you say why?
No, all he said was... Well, from what I saw, he begged for forgiveness, and he said that he would take a pilgrimage to Nabir Tarman to atone for his sins. Exactly what Hrothgar said he would do. And so Hrothgar did what he thought was necessary.
And I suppose I have a little bit of concern that there is something else if he wasn't so concerned about being captured or anything.
I don't know. Do you You knew Draven longer than I did. Knew, obviously, is loose, but... Do you think that maybe someone could have saved him? At least changed him without losing his memory?
I don't know, he's done a lot of things. And I like to think that, given the opportunity, things could have been different, but I also worry that there was not enough out there to change him.
That's
I think
true.
that's where the heart of it lies. He was not going to change himself, and nothing was there to push out against him. Remember when Morwen and I complained about his actions, we were basically just told that he was doing the right thing. But maybe what happened was the right answer.
Maybe. I don't know. Part of me just think it seems cruel, you know? I don't know if you knew this, but I used to be under a vow of peace. That I would harm no living creature. Even if my life was in danger, even if a sword was to my throat, I wouldn't hurt anything. Obviously, things have changed now, but sometimes I think back to that. Is what Hrothgar did to Draven considered harm? I heard a scream. Worse than most pain people can cause with a sword or a hammer. I don't know. It's a lot to think about. Where do you draw the line before you just use the same tactics that Dark Friends use against us?
No, I can't lie, it was shit, but he was a cruel man, and he was truly a dark friend too, and all that entails. I think the only options are to, well, do what he's done to so many others, burn him, or let him at least have another chance.
I suppose you're right. All that to say, I suppose that I know you never planned on what happened in Delner's Pass. No one did. But I can promise you, Carasilla, with whatever forces we amass now, I'll do everything in my power to make sure something like that doesn't happen again.
You know, that was a choice, what happened there. The outcome was a choice. Deliberate one. We're not making it this time. I think that's going to be the difference of it all.
All right. Then we won't make that choice. And she'll kind of try and give you a soft smile and just take her, like, massive Goliath hand and set it over yours and squeeze a little bit.
Yeah, she'll just let us not be taken in by the company. It's Kira, I feel like, is the most warming of creatures.
That is true. She generates the most body heat out of anybody here. Okay.
It's a radiator.
Yeah, who needs a campfire? Just let Kyo just sit there. Okay, so she'll do that. And then Keothi won't really say anything else aside from just be near you for the rest of the night, unless there's anything else you wanted to say to her on your watch.
Yeah, no, I think especially, you know, knowing very explicitly that, like, you know, Draven's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just be doing a lot of thinking about that, especially after everything.
Okay. Sounds good.
Just still doing what she's doing, just watching over people.
Okay. So you continue to watch, and for the duration of your watch, you and Keothi both don't seem to notice anything out of the ordinary. Eventually, you change out the watches as Cecily and Natalia wake up for their watch, and Carasilla and Keothi head to sleep. So, Cecily, as you settle in for your watch with Natalia, I'd like you to go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Oh yeah, +2, baby. That's a 17.
Ooh. +8 for Assassin Mom. Ooh! That's a natural 20. That's
All right.
That's a 38. X-ray vision activated. Alrighty. So, at least starting out, the two of you don't seem to notice anything. And I think that Natalia would just kind of look at you every once in a while and sort of give a comforting smile. But I don't think that she would initiate a conversation at the beginning. She might wait to see if you say anything first and then kind of go from there.
Thessaly is going to be sitting there awkwardly wondering if she should start the conversation for at least 20 minutes. She's just internally thinking to herself, this isn't what we do. This isn't how this goes. But she's eventually just gonna be like, so
Yes.
so like what no, I said just what's it like saving the world and being a mom? No offense, but you don't usually see those two things at the same time, you know? Well, I'm just saying, most people, you know, the kid comes out, they stop. As far as I can
The
tell.
kid comes out and they stop.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well. What does it feel like to be a mother and save the world? Well, for one, if I'm being entirely honest, Cecily, I'm the one who's standing on the shoulders of giants, all right? I'm helping you all save the Old Kingdom and then in turn save the world. So I'm providing a helping hand And I think that most of you are doing the heavy lifting. But what does it feel like? It's a little soul-crushing, if I'm being honest. The fact that you know that your daughter is constantly in a never-ending state of turmoil and danger and death. She has frost growing on every inch of her shoulders, her heads, her feet are about to fall off from frosting and hypothermia in a temperate region of the world. It's nothing short of a little frightening, but, of course, never can let her know that, right? Confident, smiles. Because if I'm cool and calm and collected, it helps her feel like she can be cool, calm, and collected, right? Because if mom starts panicking, well, everybody's in danger. But if mom's cool, we're all right.
Sounds tough.
You get used to it, honestly. It's a lot like when your child is a toddler, constantly getting into danger, getting in places where they shouldn't be, picking up sharp things that they should have no way to access, trying to eat almost anything. Honestly, I think that Bianca was in more danger as a toddler than she is now, if I'm being entirely honest.
That just sounds like me now.
Yeah. Well, listen, if you could do me a favor and try and avoid eating sharp objects for at least the next couple of days, right, my surrogate sort of mother attitude, I can at least calm down worrying about you for a little bit. Because...
You don't need to worry about me. I've seen it all. Well, actually, not even close. I see something new every day. But I've seen a lot. And, well, I'm going to be honest. One of the things I kind of like about you is that most grown-ups are full of bullshit. And you're not. So... And Cecily is going to grab an apple and a little paring knife from the supplies and just kind of wave it to Natalia, anticipating that she knows what this is, but not really knowing if she'll know what this is. And just... I get it. If you need to just vent for a bit. I mean, I get, wanting to be tough and whatever, but...
No, it's...
You just need to worry for like 10 minutes. I won't even listen.
I think it's adorable that BB taught you that. There were some times growing up where she had a hard time talking about things. That always helped. But, Cecily, I am fine. If I ever need to vent, Ildan has been listening to me vent for the past 20-some years. So...
Oof.
Well, okay, now wait a minute. He's fine with it.
Well, I mean, you listen to him vent too, right?
Well, of course. That's what we're there for. We're
Right.
there to support each
That's
other.
fine.
It's not one-sided. Oh, my goodness. Terrible. No, we support each other. We lift each other up. We listen to each other. It's the only way that we could have survived not just marriage, but everything else we went through together before we settled down and had Bianca. I am a big believer that if you and your significant other can slay dragons together, you can do almost anything together. The only thing harder than slaying dragons is having a child and raising them. And we've done that. Well, I still feel like sometimes Bianca has a little bit left to learn, but I think that most of those things she has to understand, learn on her own.
Somebody said it, didn't want it to be me. She'll just tuck the apple away. Very sarcastic statement, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
She'll She kind of look up at the stars and just. You think having a family is actually harder than all this?
If I'm being honest, it was a bit of a hyperbole. Slaying a dragon is hard, of course. It's dangerous. It is painful. But it's over in 10 minutes, maybe 5. Having a family it's different than anything else. It's a lifetime of emotions, some good, some bad. But family is different than anything else. They're there to support you, they're there to listen, or they're there to not listen. And she'll sort of gesture down to the apple, but just to let you vent. Having a family is not... It's not really hard, but... It's different. It's unlike anything else anyone's ever experienced. But it's something we all can share.
She's kind of chewing on that. Looks down toward the fire. I think you did a pretty good job.
Thank you. And Cecily, for what it's worth, I've only known you for a very short period of time, but you are an outstanding young woman, and I mean that. You're a little rough around the edges, right? No bullshit, okay? Gotta be honest.
No bullshit indeed.
But I like that about you, because that means you don't give any bullshit to anybody else. So many people are used to getting fluffed up and having everybody say exactly what they want to hear. Sometimes people need someone who's a little blunt. And I really like that about you.
I don't know if I could do it again. Family, I mean, I have this. Whatever this is. Feels like family. But think about how hard it was to lose the first few of them, and not many kids have had to lose 3 mothers. I'm not trying to sound special or whatever, but
No. You're fine. I'm sure that was very hard each time. I'm sure each for different reasons, but the thing is the people that I traveled with before Ildan and I settled down, they were my family. They really were. They were closer than I was with my brothers and sisters. And I came from a very big family, but the people I really felt close with were those that I spent my days camping and adventuring and fighting with. That was my real family. And not to say that my other family, my blood family, didn't matter. It was just that they didn't understand me like the rest of them did. It was just different. So different. As hard as it may have been, at least be thankful that you have these people, because these people around you, I guarantee you they are a better, more caring family than you could have had elsewhere. I'm almost positive.
Yeah. Bianca has said before that I'm a little bit like a little sister. Which on the one hand is scary. Feels like one more person I can lose, but on the other hand, it means maybe someday when this is all wrapped up, you might be stuck with me.
Well, I am flattered to be stuck with someone like you, Cecily.
Are you sure? Because I mean, I can really do my own thing. I can like take care of myself. I got this.
Well, don't let me cramp your style. Well, no, fine, go off somewhere else if you really want to.
Yeah, it's just this whole Storm family thing. I gotta go see about that, but you know, maybe like honorary visit once in a while.
There we go. A little vacation home, you know.
Yeah. It'd be nice. Vacation mom.
Vacation mom. And I will say, Cecily, just as a small note, I'm confident Ildan has already said it, but back when him and I used to adventure, we did, at a certain point, cross paths with Tyr.
Yeah.
And I just want you to know that I guarantee you he would be so proud of what you're doing. I know it.
And her eyes are gonna well up a bit. And she'll just like immediately shield her face and be like, okay, cool. That's good to know. And just act like that didn't happen at all.
And you can see she smiles just a little bit, like a kind of like, all right. And she'll reach into one of the bags and pull out an apple, and she'll conjure one of her psychic knives because she doesn't have real knives, and she'll start cutting through the apple, and say, "Well, say or do whatever you want to do. I'll be over here." She slices through the apple. As unless there was anything else you wanted to talk with Natalia about,
Yeah, she won't say anything in particular, but knowing Natalia's not listening, she'll probably just say, air quotes, not listening. Um, she'll probably just say random shit every once in a while just to see if she's still peeling the apple. Just be like, you can only kind of see it, but that cloud looks a little bit like a barn. It's like, see if she reacts at all.
I would say by the third time, the second time she hasn't reacted. The third time you say something, she says, "So I'm sorry, did you say something?"
Oh, you were still peeling. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
All
Just
right.
Wonder what kind of tree that is.
Huh?
No.
Okay. All right. That happens for a little bit longer until eventually Natalia and Cecily, their watch finishes, and Suni and Ajax awake for your watch. At the top of your watch, I'd like the two of you to make perception checks for me.
Well, that's not the best. 14 for me.
14?
Yeah.
Cameron privately rolled some
Sorry,
dice.
sorry. The 12 plus 0, I think, so it's definitely just 12.
Okay. All right.
My passive is 16.
All right. As the two of you head into your watches, you sit side by side at the campfire, and the night is yours.
Suni pretty immediately points up to the sky and says, "Do you think that cloud kind of looks like a barn?"
Well, actually, I think so. Yeah.
Weird.
I thought, yeah. What about, that one kind of looks like a shield right there.
He'll kind of tilt his head to the side. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Weird.
Speaking of shields, you were pretty good at fighting. What, 3 days ago? What is it? I don't remember that.
The days all blend together.
It has come to my attention that we have not talked very much.
That's weird, isn't it? It's been so long.
We have been on the road for
Yeah.
quite a while. Well, a couple of days. You, don't stop me if it's too forward. You worship a god.
Yeah. The Mother of Mountains, or Elowen is her name. That's kind of I guess not recent development anymore, but a more recent development. It's a long story, though. Ugh.
Right. Development as in, again, you don't have to say anything, but I'm new here and kind of trying to learn everyone and get to know everyone's story.
No, yeah, it's better to just kind of, rip off the bandages, as they say.
Right.
So, to not, take up the entire night talking about how fucked up I am, basically, about, I don't know, a year or so ago, I kind of just woke up in this, ruinous temple sort of area, and I didn't have any clue of where I was or who I was or what my name was or any of that stuff. And after a while of kind of, messing around in the Thieves Guild and
Thieves Guild.
yeah, it's pretty good at it too. I'm trying to pick a better path, but I miss it sometimes. Good times.
It wouldn't have happened to be around Belko, would it?
I was in Giant's Bridge when I was doing that. I mean, everywhere we've gone, something here or there.
Well-
even when the group doesn't notice it.
At least that was out of my jurisdiction. Well, at the time. That's no longer what I'm a part of. So
No, I'm glad that it wasn't in that area. I have a feeling back then I wouldn't have stood much of a chance against someone like you.
well, the good thing is I'm not that fast of a runner. I'm more bulky, so it takes me a long time to get up to speed. So a lot of people actually did run away.
Oh, well
just
then maybe I
fine.
would have been alright. I was pretty fast. My armor is a little too
Yeah.
bulky now. He'll kind of shake it around on his shoulders.
Yeah, that's actually very nice armor.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, they don't make a lot of armor in my size that actually fits and is useful to me. So,
You know, that doesn't surprise me.
well,
He'll kind
I
of
haven't
eye
at
you
least
up and down.
I haven't found at least the right blacksmith to make something.
Honestly, you should talk to Keothi's people. I mean, they're
Really?
pretty big and honestly really amazing craftsmen and everything. So I'm sure that one of the Goliaths that she'd been traveling with might be a blacksmith. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
I'll mention something to her. I prefer the lighter armor anyways. Keeps me nimble.
I understand that.
So, worshipper of Elowen.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I got sidetracked, but
No, you're
I
totally fine.
I for a while was going by the name Desmond. It's the name that was kind of just ringing in my head when I woke up.
Okay.
But along my journey with Bianca and Cecily and Carasilla and Keothi, we kind of stumbled into. Oh, you know Hrothgar, right?
Joe, do I know? Oh, yeah, I do. Right? That's the.
Yeah, the Dragonborn.
Remind me again?
Hrothgar was the light bearer of the Children of the Flame when
Who
you were
retired.
in. Yeah, the retired one. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yeah. So you had a lot of respect for him, but you never met him.
okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yes, I knew of him. I've never met him. You met him?
Yeah. We just kind of coincidentally ran into him when we were traveling, and he thought because of me going by the name Desmond O'Malley that I was a different person, or I'm not quite sure, but he bashed my head into the bar and I kind of went into a coma for a little bit, and I had this whole transformative memory experience that's really, really hard to describe, in which I met Elowen, the Mother of Mountains, and it's, you know,
Right.
that's been where that's the development, I suppose.
You can see as soon as you mention getting your head bashed in by Hrothgar, Ajax is like, what? He's got this. He's trying to keep a straight face, but he's like, sorry. Hrothgar almost killed you in a sense. I'm confused.
Definitely could have if things went a little differently. But yeah, he quite literally knocked the sense back into me, I suppose.
Oh, well, for the better, right?
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
it's been a lot of it's given me a lot of clarity,
Well,
and also
that's
a
good.
lot of blurriness among the clarity, but
So
think that's all
blurry
part of it.
clarity.
yes, if that makes any sense at all.
A little, yeah. You see, Ajax just kind of like leans back a little bit and goes, "Wow, you are all so we have the daughter of a god, a gleaming, the heir to the throne of the land, and you know Hrothgar, and it seems like you're pretty important, at least from what I've overheard. Elowen?
So, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't really like to talk about myself like this, but like I said, it's easier to just get it all out into the air.
Well, if you don't want to talk
No,
about
no. It's really okay. It's pertinent information, so it's very okay. We're past the point of not wanting to share this stuff, I believe. I supposedly, am a constantly reincarnated dragonborn named Suni over many, many ages and lifetimes. And my most previous life, it seems, did something, or maybe not anymore. I'm not sure. The timeline is really confusing now.
Right.
Did something bad with the Dark One and severed my connection with Elowen for a while. So I'm still figuring all of that out, piecing it all together little by little.
So,
Ajax, real quick, considering you were a member of the Children of the Flame during around the time when that possibly would have been happening, go ahead and make a history check for me, real quick.
all right. Give me this.
Did you just kiss it?
Yep. And it fucked me over. 11.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
was nice, you dice.
Yeah, okay. So you Ajax, you try and think back on the name Suni the Forsaken, and try and recollect anything that may be related to it. But as far as your readings did, plus it was a while ago when you would have been studying those things, you can't really remember anything related to it. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. There just might have been something there. Go ahead.
So, in short, this is another version of yourself over you don't know how long. There's just been reincarnations of you throughout time.
Yes. And
That-
that we know of that extend back a long, long time. But we're not exactly sure. It's all very confusing, and like I said, every time I get a little bit of clarity, it all gets a little blurrier at the same time.
Right. Well, I appreciate you sharing that with me. I mean,
of course.
well, since you did share some things, I'll share some things with you.
Ooh.
I am Ajax Dawnrider, and I used to be in the Children of the Flame when I was much younger. And after that, after being so-called dishonorably discharged, I then joined the Guard of Belka, grew up into the ranks, and became the captain of the guard there, to which then, most recently, I was then again dishonorably discharged. And I would like to point out, both times was not because I did something wrong. That's
You know what?
basically me.
I relate to that so much. I have twice been run out of cities because of people blaming me or just being up to their shit, I guess, second time. For things that I didn't do. Bullshit.
It is. I have devoted most of my life to righting the wrongs and fighting evil and destroying dark friends and trying to make this world a better place. And, well, it seems when you do that, then those things kind of catch up to you and try to ruin your life. So, looks like we have quite a bit in common. All of us.
Well, that's, I guess, where the common area stops. For me, it was doing all the bad shit that caught up to me. You know, the stealing and the...
Sorry, I didn't mean to assume.
No, it's okay. It's alright. I mean, I wish I could have been so honorable. I mean, I guess I was at most every other point of my life, but lives. But no, I was, like I said, I was the Thieves Guild, the Giant's Palm. They blamed me for something I didn't do, and almost had me killed before I got ran out of Giant's Bridge. But
Joe, do I know the Giant's Palm?
Yeah, I actually no history check necessary. You would know about the Giant's Palm, because they would be one of the largest thieves organizations within Bella Clara. They're mostly confined to the city of Giant's Bridge, but they do sometimes operate outside. So there would have been times where you would have had run-ins with members of the Giant's Palm in Belka.
I've got a question for you.
okay.
How did you meet Bianca?
Well, that's a pretty funny story. So I actually met Cecily first, and Cecily and I, as well as another of our friends, his name was Poe. He used to travel with us before he had to go take care of his own stuff. We were the three of us were leaving Water's Wake together. All of us getting, well, at least Cecily and I think, getting run out. Poe, I doubt he was getting run out. He's too good. Anyway, and we had a run-in with a couple of unsavory individuals that landed us in prison in Summer's Rest. And when we woke up in prison, Bianca was there, as well as another one of our old companions.
In prison?
Yeah. For completely unrelated circumstances. I think she, puked acid on someone. I don't know.
Ajax looks a little taken aback. I don't think Bianca mentioned that. Did she?
Nope. No, she did not.
Ajax goes,
Ajax, make a history check.
fucking, you know what, Dice? You fucking suck it. Because I didn't kiss it. It's a 7.
7. You did hear about something that happened in Summer's Rest with Rose Fisher, but you're not exactly sure what. So you think the two might be connected, but you're not super sure.
You see Ajax kind of look at that and go, she failed to mention that.
Oh. Maybe I wasn't supposed to say that.
No, don't worry about it. I'm not going to get you in trouble. I'm just going to hoard it over her for a little bit. I'll just say that I heard it from someone else.
Good. That's towards the beginning of our little adventuring career, we talked about it all being thanks to acid puke that we all got started on it. Such a long time ago now.
That is a very interesting saying, but makes sense in the context.
And then we met Carasilla and her twin sister Morwen a little while later, and that's Morwen left, and you came in, and then we met Keothi in Summer's Rest as well, and that's the abridged history of our little group.
Sounds like you all have been quite busy.
It's been nonstop.
Same here. If I may ask, what led you to, well, taking up arms to fight against the Dark One?
Well, when we ended up in prison, there was another couple of people in there. One of them was named Daku, or maybe named Daku, I don't know. Goes by several names, it seemed. And on a mission that we were doing to kind of get out of being in prison, wound up underneath the city and found some Dark One cultists, and I don't think any of us really assumed at that point that it was anything. I'd never heard of the Dark One or any of that. But since then, it's like the Dark One's connected himself to us and won't let go. And, eventually the best defense is a good offense, I suppose, right? So
Yes.
taking the fight to Dark Friends now.
The Dark Friends are like a sickness on this world, spreading across, only leaving destruction in their wake. Well, I'm glad that there are people like you, and he looks back to the rest of the party, them, who are among the ranks in this fight. Also, thanks for letting me tag along. I know that it's hard to trust people nowadays.
It might be foolish of me, but anybody who walks up, who looks like they're worth their salt and claims that they're fighting a Dark Friend, I would welcome them aboard. So, please, the more the merrier when it comes to this fight.
Speaking of fight, I see that you have acquired new weapons.
Oh, these things? You hear him whisper as he turns on the swords. He whispers, "Showtime," and ignites them. Pretty cool, huh?
Oh, yes, that is pretty amazing. You have a word to ignite the blades.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? I'd never heard of that before, but...
Mine. Here. And he pulls out his greatsword, and you see the jade-tipped obsidian blade, and he says, Fosha. And the blade lights up a green flame.
His eyes get very, very wide, and he just says, "Can I hold it?"
Yeah, you can certainly try.
I want to try. Eyes extremely wide.
Oh, hold on. Fosha. As the flame goes away.
No fun.
Oh, sorry, you want it with the fire. Okay, and he says it again.
His eyes go a little bit bigger.
He sets the handle down, like kind of perched up against like the log, so that the fire is kind of away from it. Be my guest. Can
Soon he's gonna
I
try
see
to pick it up.
Can I see one of those?
Oh, definitely. And he'll showtime and hand it to him.
Wait, does it work if I say it?
I have no clue. Try it, and he'll get handed the not turned on one to him.
Showtime.
Nope, nothing.
So if
It doesn't work.
is the sword still on fire?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and pick it up.
Okay. Suni, you have 13 strength. There's nothing that inhibits you from wielding a greatsword.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to pick it up. As you do bring it up, you have a little bit of an easier time than Cecily. You have quite a bit of an easier time than Cecily did, actually, looking at her 8 strength score. You're able to hold it up, but you can tell that, like when swinging, like, in Bloodborne, the sword that's 2 swords, that the one is big and the one is small.
Mm-hmm.
Ludwig's greatsword, is that what it is? Evelyn, I'm looking at you because I know you probably know the name.
The Moonlight Greatsword.
No, this is so stupid. It's the tiny sword inside the bigger sword.
Oh, Ludwig's Holy Blade.
The Ludwig's Holy Blade, yeah.
Oh,
It's kind of like that one when you like bring it back and you slam it into the ground and you have to and slam it into the ground.
He's as far away as from sleeping people as he can be. He's gonna try to do a couple of moves with it, trying to show himself and Ajax that he can.
Okay, yeah, you can. It is. You don't have the same amount of accuracy as you'd hope for. It's a little bit harder to control just because you're not used to having this much weight. You're used to things that are a little bit sharper, that require a little bit more finesse. But you could still hit most things and do a significant amount of damage. It is interesting seeing you use such a heavy blade with your lighter, more lithe form. So one of the things you end up doing is you end up using the sword itself as like a top, almost like using the sword, digging it into the ground, spinning on top of it, and then using that momentum to shift up and bring the blade up and then down. But you have to use your weight to really get it to be a bit more accurate. It's cool. But you can tell just after a few swings, you're starting to get a little tired.
Yeah, he's gonna I imagine it kind of will cling to the ground a little bit, and he's gonna kind of not wanting to show being tired, but definitely looking a little worn out from that. He's gonna try to pick it back up with little success and bring it back to Ajax.
Honestly, that was very impressive.
Oh, no.
I like the way that you use your form with it as well. And he takes like the lightsaber that I assume is like basically like a toothpick for him.
Yeah.
It just like
it's the difference between Ajax and Sunny when it comes to wielding the moon blade.
Sorry.
Is that Ajax uses the moonblade like Darth Vader, where it's just these like these heavy like cleaves, and Sunny's definitely a bit more like I don't know, Obi-Wan, I guess. Those are like the only two, because it's more like Dexy, more whoopy, maybe Anakin. I don't know. And Cameron,
I
See
imagine
how all those characters from Star Wars use moon blades? Yeah, real nice, Joe.
I think Obi-Wan is a good one to say though, because like paladins are supposed to be like defendy, and sorry for like my Star Wars nerd coming out, but like Obi-Wan's canon fighting style is supposed to be really defensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
Heck
those
yeah.
moon blades.
God, what a ripoff! Come on,
Yeah.
George Lucas.
George, Jesus. Anyway, so yeah, toothpick it is, and there's no weight to it. That's the weird thing, Ajax, where it's like 3.5 pounds of hilt, where you just like.
I just assume Ajax doesn't really know what to do with it because, like, it's just like so fast. He's like, "Oh, this is weird. This is. I like this, but I could not use this." And he's gonna like hold out his hand to grab the hilt of his greatsword, and like his other hand to hand the saber, moonblade to
Here, toss it over there. Watch this. Before he hands it to
over
him.
there.
Yeah, he just points out into like the open sky.
Like how hard?
As hard as you want.
Okay.
Jesus.
Junior will try his best to retrieve it with his abilities.
It's kind of like in Super Smash Brothers when you swear you see like the little ting when somebody goes so far off screen that they're eliminated, but right before that moment happens, Sunny, you sort of like reach out and cling, and you can see the blade begin to fling back to you as you grab it in your grasp.
It's like that the home run thing in Super Smash with the sandbag.
Oh.
Where like, oh. All right, but
Wow,
that's
that was
really
really
cool.
Yeah,
That is very cool.
I didn't know if I
Good.
I was just gonna say I didn't know if I could get it from that far away, but that was really awesome.
I'm sorry. You said to throw it as hard as I could. I think I threw it a little too hard, but
I
it still
think you're
worked.
just way stronger than my perception of humanoid strength is.
I do work out, yes. He picks up his greatsword and he kind of looks at it and he's like, damn, I can throw this thing, but it never comes back. And then he says the word and then sheaths the blade once again. Well, thanks for that. I knew somebody who wielded a blade like that.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. Who was it?
A woman by the name of Jessica. She was part of the... What were the fuck are they called? The Order of the All-Seeing.
Oh, that checks out. That's what I'm initiated in, I suppose.
I think that we're like a day away, right, from the tower.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're on our team, Dooney, because I believe tomorrow we're going to... I don't know if we'll have to fight, but I assume we will.
I'm glad you're here too. You seem to know what you're doing as well as any of us do, and that's a very, very valuable thing around here.
I will definitely try my best. The one thing I've trained my entire life for is, well, fighting. So. Also, I think that cloud right there kind of looks like a dragon, but like the head is detached from the body because the cloud is kind of separated.
At that moment, as your watch is almost coming to an end, Bianca, at that moment is when you snap out of this vision flashback nightmare, seeing what you just saw, your grandmother, Ivana Damaris, making a deal with Issen to solidify herself as the, like, immortal ruler of the Old Kingdom, should the Dark One win. You immediately jolt awake, and you can see that removal curse energy that Keothi had placed upon you before has worn off, as you are just now once again frigid. Sort of these sheets of ice crusting around your shoulders as you jolt awake. It's hard to move, almost feeling that tightness in your joints from the freezing nature of the air around you. You can see that your entire tent and bedroll is just covered in snow, as you are just frigid in this current moment. As you jolt awake, sort of gasping for air, Suni and Ajax, you would be able to hear that.
Oh, Ajax immediately just runs over.
Tuni does the same.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, are you okay?
And she's like shivering, but also looks like she's seen a ghost. I don't know what I just saw. I don't know if it was a dream.
Take a deep breath first. Breathe in, out. What happened? He's gonna bring out the sword and light it again. Does that help at all to warm her up?
Magical fire?
The sword is radiant.
Oh no!
Shit, you're right.
Yeah.
The
He doesn't
warm
do that.
light of radiance? That doesn't do anything?
Doesn't do shit.
But my god is paler, Joe.
Yeah.
He's gonna look for more blankets.
Tuni will take off his cloak and drape it around
Aw.
Bianca's shoulders, while Ajax finds more suitable things.
She's while they're gathering blankets, she's gonna like start to try and like put together the dream. So it's basically she'll just kind of walk them through to the best of her ability what everything she saw, and then finish off with I was afraid Ivana was ill, like bad. I guess I didn't really, because who makes deals with devils? Like, and but at the same time, was this just a dream? Or is Issen playing with my head just to make me think things? I don't know if it's Or was it
Sumi-
literally a memory?
When she mentions Isen playing in her head, or being in her head, Suni's gonna do, what is the paladin thing called? Divine Sense? Just to see if he can sense anything sus.
Okay.
Let me see what it says about that, because I never remember how it works. You know, until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover.
Okay.
Would her brain be total cover?
Yeah.
Suni, you expend the charge of divine sense, and in the immediate vicinity around you, there is no trace or significant sort of warning of any type of celestial fiend or undead around you.
Okay. That's fucking nuts, Bianca. I'm so sorry.
It's fine, I think. I mean, it's not fine. I just don't know if it's new information or if it's me trying to be misguided. But
What
that would...
do you believe it is?
It makes sense, unfortunately. The thing that doesn't make sense, it brings a better answer to why all this happened in the first place. I don't know what game Isen's playing then, because clearly I'm alive and my father's alive. So what was Isen's intention? Definitely in some sort of backstabbing way to Ivana, but why? And then further, why do I have this dream? Who gave it to me? Where did it come from?
I think that there is at least some truth to what you saw. The connection, the frozen ruins, and what's happening with you, the connection with Isen. There might be lies within, but I believe that, I think in your heart at least, you believe that this is somewhat true.
Yeah, I do. I don't know how to tell my dad that Ivana fully had intentions of getting rid of him.
I think that I can wait until the morning. You need your rest because we have a large day ahead of us.
I don't think I can sleep anymore. I'm freezing. My muscles hurt. My mind is racing.
The remove curse that Keothi cast on Bianca helped with the cold for a little while, right?
For about 8 hours, yeah.
Okay. Suni is going to, having seen what Keothi did, and I do actually have this spell prepared.
Oh, nice.
Hell yes.
Is going to try to emulate that using his connection with Elowen and cast remove curse on to try to aid in any way that he can.
Yeah. And Bianca, with that, you do feel the cold leave you. The ice sort of melts away all around you. You can feel the fluidity and warmth return to your bones as you breathe, and you find some semblance of peace. You know that it's like building a wall to prevent a flood, right? Right now, you just have a dam in the way.
Right.
And you'll just need to keep that barrier up until you can figure out what the root of the issue is.
It's not much, but
Thank you.
at least you're not freezing to death.
And then there's that. What do we do about that? I can't fight if I'm frozen.
I mean, until we can figure it out, I'm okay with doing this as often as you need it. Because that's, as somebody who hates being in the cold, I understand that that's horrible. And probably even worse when it's like a magical curse, I'm sure.
It's not good. I'm just more used to feeling a fire inside rather than ice. Thank you.
We'll get through it together.
I just think I need to, like, take a walk.
Do you
Or
want to
get up.
go alone or?
Oh, not far away, just like walking around the camp. Nothing. I just can't just sit here and. I need to walk and think, I guess is what I'm saying. Pace?
Pacing is always good.
Well, if you need anything, we'll be up for a little while. Or until
Thank
the morning,
you.
I suppose.
Just don't walk further than the light that's cast by the fire.
I won't, I promise. I don't want to go anywhere.
If you need anybody to walk with you, if you want to talk to any of us, we're around.
I really appreciate you both. Thank you. I just don't even know what to talk about or where to be. I don't even have. It's been a lot to grasp every single day, and now there's even more. And I just.
Go be with yourself.
Thank
We'll
you.
keep an eye out.
As Bianca's like walking away, Ajax is gonna say, "Hey,
Yeah?
it's gonna be okay."
She'll give a soft smile to him, nod, and then keep walking.
He nods back.
It's hard to see her shaking like that.
Yeah. Your magic is not able to remove it, correct?
No, it's just a temporary.
Seems that the closer we get, the more it happens. I wonder if
Yeah.
there's a possibility to bring Ison to us.
I mean, we have what he wants, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it would be hard to get him to try to play our game, but it's not a
Well,
horrible idea.
further we are away from that place, the better that she can fight and the better she's going to feel. It's just an idea. We can talk amongst everyone in the morning. I'll if you want, you can head to sleep first before I'll stay up a little longer.
He'll kind of give a look over towards Bianca and then a look back to Ajax, and then he'll nod and smile and then head to bed, but not really sleep. He's gonna probably not be able to sleep either, just trying to keep an eye out to make sure everything's okay.
Joe, is there anybody else after us?
No,
Or
you
is
guys
that
are the last
probably the
watch.
end?
I would say at about this point, the sun is just getting ready to rise. So, Suni, you would be getting ready to just take like a quick break, reprieve, maybe a small nap before setting off on your last half day of, yeah.
So I assume that Bianca's just walking around most of the rest of the
Yeah.
time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's
Um,
not going anywhere.
Right. As everyone's kind of waking up, Ajax is going to gently walk towards Carasilla and kind of kneel down and say, Good morning. Sorry, I don't mean to bother you at this time.
Is everything alright?
Not necessarily. I'm not the best when it comes to these sort of things. Bianca saw something in her sleep. Something that really rattled her. And she's been pacing for the last 2 hours. The frost came back, but even more this time. I noticed that you two had
But yeah, she'll go over to where Bianca is.
Yeah, she's just like kind of pacing and thinking. It's not like frantic or anything. It's pretty calm, honestly. But yeah, she's just very much like thinking, and then she'll just say, "Morning. How did you sleep?"
Slept alright?
Good.
I think the more important question is, how did you sleep?
Not good. I mean, I feel rested, so I guess good enough. I had a dream. I think it was a dream, a memory, and she'll kind of go in and explain it to Carousel as well, everything that happened. And I like, what do we do with this information? I mean, it's good information to know, but Ivana's alive, probably, if this all is true. And if it's not true, what's going on? To me.
I can tell that there's a lot of thoughts going in there, and I can understand why, but first of all, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. We didn't know what happened before, and now we have a better idea. If it is the truth of what happened, then great. Like I said, we know something. And if it's not the truth, then, well, at least we know what to not expect.
Bianca,
I think it was a lot.
Finish your thought.
I think it was a lot, but I think the best thing you can do now is calm yourself, clear your head first, and then we'll sort through it, right?
As Caracilla finishes her thought, Bianca, you hear, coming from the trees, these harsh echoes and whispers. The true heir. Bianca, Bianca, Bianca. Damaris.
She's gonna whip around and look in that direction and then say, "Did you hear that?"
Caracilla, you
Right,
heard
it was just
nothing.
Bianca.
You heard nothing. And Bianca, as you look out into the forest, you see hundreds of icy, frozen faces standing 15, 20 feet away from you, not moving, just solid in ice and stone, frozen, wounded and cut and scarred, bloody and bruised, staring at you. Caracilla, as Bianca turns and looks in horror, you see nothing on that edge of the forest. But Bianca, you keep hearing in these low tones, echoing throughout the forest around you. The true heir.
See?
Save us. Save us.
So they don't see, they're frozen still. They're not like getting closer or anything.
No.
They're just there.
They are, yep, they're just standing there.
Seeing that Bianca's obviously reacting to hearing something. I want to cast Detect Thoughts real quick, because part of that spell is that I could detect the presence of a thinking creature that I can't see. And it's 30 feet from me, and it can penetrate barriers, blah blah blah, 2 feet of rock, 2 inches of metal, lead, blah blah blah. Anyway, it can go through things, essentially. But I can basically pick up on anything that has an intelligence higher than 3 that is thinking any thoughts.
Well, I need to let me read this specifically because it.
Okay.
It
I mean, I
just-
can wait. Hold on. I think I can.
No, there's oh wow, okay, that is a lot. All right, I'll read it in
Big boy
roll-
spell.
I'll read it in roll 20 because it's a little hard to read right there.
It's basically that last paragraph, or the last 2 paragraphs.
Last 2.
Well, I need
the
to.
last second lot. There, yeah.
Okay, there's something I need to. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna look it up. I'm the DM. I don't need validation from other people on the internet. It's my fucking game. We'll say Caracilla.
Yeah.
Caracilla will say because of how in tune you are with people, right? That's your thing. You can tell that there's nobody on this plane of existence. But Caracilla, being the knowledgeable person she is, having studied all different types of realms and things of that nature in her time in Brahmsgrove, you know that the ethereal plane is a direct echo, a direct copy of the material plane. More so than the Feywild or the Shadowfell, like literally on top of, existing in the same time and space, just a copy. And you can sense within 30 feet of you, there are hundreds of intelligent creatures with an intelligence higher than 3 that are all around you and Bianca the way that she's looking. And you can tell that those thoughts are coming from the ethereal plane. As once again, Bianca, you keep hearing, "The throne, claim the throne, save us, save us."
Am I able to? Because if it's from the ethereal plane, would these just be like? Are these spirits? Like, would I have any idea of what that means that they are?
That I'm gonna need a check for. Let's say religion, because that, the concept of spirits and death and life, that definitely falls more under the umbrella of religion.
It's not bad. It's a 19.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
I'm
I would
bottom good at
say
everything.
this is something Caracilla would know would happen to spirits, specifically those that have passed on, but due to improper burial rites, there's nowhere for their souls to go and rest peacefully. That doesn't necessarily mean that they died here, but they died close enough to have wandered here to be around Bianca.
Oh shit. Got my own dead posse.
What if these are the things that are causing you to be cold?
I think Bianca's just gonna like, while Caracilla's like trying to assess the situation and like cast her things, Bianca's just gonna like look around at just the number of how many are there. Maybe even like kind of put like a hand on her forehead. She's looking overwhelmed. And I think so. She gets the sense that like the Raven, they're beyond help from the Raven Queen. It's something else that has to happen for these souls to move on.
Yes.
Okay. she will like turn to Carasilla and just say, "You for sure don't see or hear anything?"
I don't. Because it's nothing on this plane, as far as I can tell. Seems to be from the ethereal. Seems to be people that haven't undergone proper burial, haven't been allowed passage to move on.
And is Bianca able to get closer to any of them?
Yeah, Bianca, as you step forward, you can see all of them sort of shift back away from you.
Okay. She will just kind of call out to them. So reclaiming the throne would help. What do I have to do that? Anything? What else is standing in your way?
The frozen tyrant stands in our way. Our home, shrouded in ice and snow. We cannot escape. We cannot find peace. Break the curse. Free us. Free yourself. And reclaim the throne.
She'll then, while holding the lamp and taking out her newly enhanced sword, she'll raise it up to them. Obviously, she probably looks nuts to everybody else, but she's like trying to talk to them. And she'll say, "I promise I will give my life to freeing you. I will fight until my last breath. You have my word."
Okay. Bianca, go ahead for me. And I'm gonna say, make a religion check with advantage.
Yay! I thought you were gonna say charisma, and I was novice religion. Where are you, religion? There you are. With advantage, cool.
Advantage.
Okay, well, the first one sucked.
Oh.
And the second one sucked worse, so that's an 11.
Okay. You can see some of the spirits begin to fade. Your connection to them, the ethereal plane, loosens. Some still linger. Some not knowing if they can trust your promise. Some still unsure of if you'll actually help them or not. Some fade, some stay. And Bianca, whatever curse is put in place, you can feel with some of the spirits leaving, some of that curse does begin to loosen just a bit. Not a lot, but a bit, with some of these spirits believing that you'll actually help them.
Oh, with the cold?
With the cold, yep.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. And then she'll turn back to Carasilla. I think their presence is what's freezing me. I think once they believe me, they'll let me go do the thing, I guess. I think they're nervous that they can't trust me.
And so they're denying you the chance to even try.
In a way. I guess if Ivana was the reason you died, would you not be also pretty apprehensive to their granddaughter?
Well, you are not your grandmother. She is not you.
Right. They just don't know that yet.
I also wonder, you haven't experienced this before, right? This is a new thing? Being able
Yeah.
to see all those people?
To this large of a scale, I've talked with ghosts before ever since,
Well, beyond just the lamp.
yeah, this is way more.
And so, if we want to then think about what's brought this on, what changed, perhaps it might be related to that dream you had. If you are able to then know what you're facing, gives you the confidence to face it, right? The understanding, at least, too. They can see, those that are still doubting you, that you understand what happened. You know what's happened. And they can see your intent to change it. Then, maybe that'll be enough to sway their minds.
That's true. Should I try now? Should I tell them now?
I think there's also wisdom in taking things at your own pace.
I needed a
Taken.
straight answer. Should I try now?
You can try now if you want. I have a feeling that this isn't something that will be solved so instantly.
Right. It's just a bit overwhelming, but I guess I gotta get used to the crowd.
Well, something to be said about having that anxiety is a good thing, right? Means you're going to make sure that you protect yourself from not doing well with what matters. Let it guide you as much as it could cripple you. It's good to do the thing that scares you, right?
Yeah, she'll nod at that. Okay. One thing at a time. At my own pace. Let's talk to everybody and catch them up to speed and see what our game plan is going into the town.
I've heard from Keothi we're at least going in with a couple more Goliaths, so
Ugh, thank God.
definitely not going to be alone. It's a big force we're going to have to go up against. I'm sure you know that more than anyone, but I think we're also not quite slim pickings ourselves.
Yeah, we better be. Thank you. I had no idea what was going on.
And now we know a little bit more.
Right. Every day, something dramatic.
You know, take it every day, one at a time.
Right. And then she'll walk with Caracilla over to the group. Everyone getting ready.
At this point, the sun has begun to rise. The campfire are extinguished, and you can see that the individuals led by the Dragonborn man that all of you had, Caladon, that all of you had begun to travel with just the other day, you can see that the Sword Master has begun to run through some of the training. Suni, you would also be included on this in the order of the All-Seeing. And Steppen would be included as well in this. So you can see that Caladon, his 8, Steppen, and Suni are all kind of being trained at the same time in this morning about the different moves and steps and ways to properly defend yourself as a member or an initiate of the Order of the All-Seeing. So you can see the Sword Master living up to his name, trying to teach these individuals to the best of his ability as all of you get ready to make the packing up and making your plans for the rest of the day. So as that is happening, as Suni, maybe you get a small break as you're a bit more advanced than a lot of these other fighters. Is there anything all of you wanted to discuss as a group before you headed off for the day? Like I said, you're about a half day's journey from Periton, so if you got anything to say now's the time to do it.
Yeah. Not only did I think we just a good group chat before we go in and game plan would be good. But also, I kind of forgot about this till now. Maybe, and we could do this maybe like on the go as well. But that person we saved that had been poisoned, or the mutagens from, the 13 member.
Merca.
Yeah. Maybe like between like Suna, Bianca, and I know her parents are alchemists as well. Could we maybe whip up potentially an antidote based on like maybe his DNA? That could be something we saved for later too.
You can try, but that's definitely something that would have a lot more success in a dedicated alchemy station. With just like a traveling kit and outside in just nature, you might not be able to get as controlled of a result as you'd want. You can
maybe
try,
we'll save that.
But
maybe we'll save it for Periton if we can find like a place there that might have better tools and supplies. Okay, cool. Besides that, we should chat. So yeah, I think Bianca would start off the little group conversation, making sure everybody's filled in by the contents of the dream and then what just happened. I will say she'll leave out the Ilithar part, and I think she would have left it out every other time she said the story before, because she'll talk to the Swords Master about that, maybe privately first, because he had a whole name thing. But otherwise, yeah, just filling everybody in about the dream and then what just happened, and then she'll say, so, given all of that, how do we want to do this?
I have suggestions, but I want to hear from everyone first.
In all honesty, I was feeling the opposite. You've been to this tower, right?
I have.
You have a better idea than any of us what we'll be walking into. It's good to start with at least the ground.
Very well. He's going to find a spot on the ground that has dirt. And find a stick. Like, it's not covered in grass. It's like actual, just like plain dirt.
Yeah,
you have your...
Check. I'm just kidding. You find it.
Okay, Satan.
Joe, you have a voice mod on. Do you know that?
Alright, Satan, I'll do an investigation check.
Sorry, I had to make a joke, and I harmed myself in the process.
What happened?
Mainly that's because that's what people who make perception checks or ask for perception check for things like that sound like to me.
Okay.
Boom,
yeah.
boom, roasted. Anyway, you find it.
Yeah. He grabs a
stick,
nearby
though.
stick.
The stick, though, make an investigation. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
10.
You
The
don't
stick.
find one.
Damn, I used a rock.
Use a sword.
Yeah, sword.
He
Make a
uses
religion
a sword.
check. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
What's happening? I'm already. I forgot.
Okay. So he's going to draw out in the best way he possibly can the layout of the tower that he was in. I think he went like one layer down.
Make a performance check.
He's gonna draw the surrounding area.
Yeah.
With rough estimates of how far the buildings are from this tower. He's gonna draw where the entrance is to the tower. He's gonna draw next to the first section.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna draw the first floor, the stairs leading down, which I think they were spiral stairs, right?
Yeah. So at least when you went, what you ended up doing was you and Jessica were sneaking through. You went down about 3 stories before you got to the crypt. And you saw 3 stories of cells, containers with dead and mutilated bodies.
Okay, so he at least saw 3 rooms.
3, and then the 4th room was that sort of tomb where those books were about the different devils and fiends that had been through here.
Okay. So he's going to draw that out.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to list out that room 1 had... Well, I mean, I guess, can I ask, just for, like, us as players, like, room 1 had what in it?
The first 3 floors were all the same. They were all inhabited with the remains of different creatures or humanoids that had been mutilated or destroyed or terrorized in some way, shape, or form. These were holding cells for some type of nefarious purpose.
Okay. So he relays that to the party, and then he draws the crypt and a rough estimate of like where things were. There was like a desk. There was another like descent in the tower. And he says, so this on floor, this would be 4? Because the 3 on this floor is where Isin ambushed us with the Bonshins. There was a journal on a table on this floor that listed, I believe, visitors. It was visitors that were demons and devils. And if I recall correctly, the list of demons was way longer than the list of devils.
Correct.
Like hundreds of pages longer.
Yes.
He says that. And he says, the space itself is not very large. Large enough, but will be crammed. It'll be difficult to run away. It will be difficult to get away. And he looks over to Cecily, to cast your spells at a distance. This is the tower. And I don't think we have to go into Periton itself. We shouldn't have to. Questions so far?
So that was the top floor. There was no other route from there.
That was the route that Jessica and I found.
And it goes down, not up.
Oh.
So going up the tower is ruined. You end up going down to go wherever Isin is.
We went 4 floors into the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, so the tower is... Oh, I see.
Inverted dungeon.
Yep.
Wait,
Nice.
this makes me think of
No, this is a dungeon. We just went down.
But a tower.
It's an inverted tower, a regular dungeon.
Yeah.
It's like the well. I'm done. I'll leave.
Other questions?
What else is it like? What else is it like? Anybody else got anything they want to add?
I want to role play. Let me role play.
Role playing in my role playing game.
Go, Evelyn. Go.
So Cecily is gonna just kind of grimace at some of your descriptions because this does not sound good for her at all. But she'll. So, guess the question is if we want to stop in town first. I mean, you said we didn't have to. The good part would be supplies, gear. We have a lot of gold we can spend right now, too, if we wanted to get ourselves stocked up. The downside, of course, is, well, I think I'm out of fingers to count all of our enemies at this point. And we might run into some, the longer we stay up there.
Do we have any
Or
more?
we could also potentially get allies.
Hmm.
I mean, surely there's got to be some people in Periton that know about this whole tower. Might know more about the layout or even what's been happening there. Going
Well,
less blind than we are.
We also have, what were they called? Golden Shield. Our friend that we helped, or he kind of helped us.
You're talking about the crown keepers?
Yes, crown people.
Or are you talking about the Company of the Golden Heart?
Golden Heart!
Ah!
That's the one!
You're talking about Typho, right?
Typho, that's
Just
the
Typho.
one.
That's a good point, though. We can talk to the Company of the Golden Heart, and the Order of the All-Seeing, and Caladon's other friends.
Crown.
And Bianca's gonna bring up, we still have the bloody, well, not so bloody Brotherhood. That could be the Bloody Brotherhood.
Well, that bodes well for us. I didn't know we had so many allies.
It's easy
Honestly,
to
me
forget
either. Yeah, I
We can also
forgot about
see
them
if
until
there's
we
any
listed them
children
all
of flame
out.
in the area.
Oh, wow, we got more!
What list? What are we even
Question
worried for?
for Joe: Is Periton's like a functioning city? I thought it was like a ruined city, or like a kind of
Just
like
that corner.
Um, okay.
So the rest of the city is fine, but most people avoid that corner of the city because they believe that there's some dark, bad stuff going there.
They might be onto something.
They might be right. But
Ajax says deceptively, well, yes, we could go into the town itself and gather supplies. We would be putting ourselves in a position of allowing our enemies of opportunity, I guess is the best way to say it. We'll be in a confined outside space where there will be buildings where they could hide atop. They could hide inside buildings themselves. If we choose to go in to do that, we have to be cautious.
You know, you said this place is real cramped. Maybe getting allies is worth it, but do you think we should leave the big groups for the surface, and this might just be a job for, I don't know, Team A, whatever you call us?
Yes, we have a small army. It depends on whether or not we run into these other enemies you all speak of, and on top of that, if we run into, well, Merca.
Right.
The tower itself definitely would not be able to fit all of us. We would be putting ourselves at a disadvantage at that point. I would recommend a smaller, more sufficient group for the tower.
Well, maybe we could get to the city of Periton, or town, and make that a kind of meeting space for all of our allies. Have something established there, to the best of our ability, of course. And during that time, while maybe we're waiting for our allies to come in, we take care of this in the tower.
There is another idea, possibly attempting to lure Isin out. I brought this up with Suni last night. Bianca, with us getting closer to Damaris Keep, it seems that the frost continues to build around you, hindering you. If we could possibly somehow lead Isin out of the tower, away from Periton itself, we could set up an ambush. We could use all of us to attack this entity.
That actually could be possible. It's not hard to piss him off. I've done it. So, he's, yes, half devil, cunning, but he's also half demon. He's got instincts of both, so.
Does Isin seem like a very vain individual? Someone who would bend under scrutiny?
I mean, he hated it when I was scrutinizing him back in the Western Salamander. Enough to almost kill me. Couldn't even wait long enough to try and persuade me. Not
So
that
he
I
showed
probably
up.
would have been.
He showed up.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Rolius. I knew him as this person named Rolius, and we had a connection through this sword, which I threw away. So I don't have that anymore. But I'm sure there's a way I can figure it out. Either sending with Carasilla, or we have the same blood. I'm sure he can feel me.
Well, that is one option. If I'm being honest, the best option would be leading Isin out. Leading him into an open field where all of us, and he looks to the whole party plus the small army of those, the people who believe in Bianca, the Dragonborn and all them, the Swordmaster, like everybody. He says we could level the playing field quite easily that way. Cecily, you would be able to stay as far back as possible, casting your magic, and we could corner him. That is the best option, I believe. The next best option is descending into the tower with abled fighters. Joe, the staircase, one, Isin, are they a large, like, huge individual?
Their fiendish form, yes, they would be considered a huge creature.
What about
but
Banshin?
Banshin, medium. They're average height and size. But Bianca would know that Isin can shapeshift into humanoid, medium-sized woman.
We could, if we descend the tower and get their attention, bring the fight to the staircase. Funnel them upwards. That is another option.
Not a bad play.
Would we get in our own way, though? If we're in a line, would that not also work for their advantage as well?
It would work both ways. Who would ever be in the front would take the full force of either the Bonshins or Isin themselves, but it would allow for everyone in the back, because we will have a height advantage going upwards while they are traveling beneath us. Everyone above, person in front, would be able to attack those below. And he kind of goes, if we're here and they're down here, everyone can attack this way. They can't attack this way.
No matter what we do, we have to go clear out this tower eventually, right? I mean, I think it'd be a little rude of us to just leave a meeting place from literal hell up and running.
I agree. There are at least 3 Banshin in that tower, along with Isin, and along with that creature that did this to me.
I think it sounds like we start in the town, quickly, quietly get allies, supplies, and then we let Captain Lion do his thing. And we come up with a good plan. Look, as long as I'm not the one in the front, there's a good chance.
I believe I would be the one in the front. And he looks to Suni. Suni, you seem the hardiest out of all of us, would be behind me, at least. But if we want to travel to Periton first, gather allies, and be quiet about it. If Isin and those creatures get wind that we are back, if they don't already know, they won't fall for the bait. They would have already planned out their attack.
I don't know if we have to jump on Isin.
I assume we won't. It's just how much we can rile them up to get them where we need them. Isin, what you said, is a vain creature. If we can piss him off, that will ruin his plan. Enough for us to have an advantage.
But going in quietly, Periton, with this size of people, and then I would have to disguise myself again.
I unfortunately cannot do that. And Isin has seen me once before.
I feel like at least for going into town, we shouldn't bring everyone.
I agree.
I don't think it's too bad idea to let people stay on the margins. Could even be a way of almost scouting out what's happening in the area.
That is true.
If there is any movement from the tower, they would be able to spot it.
Do we have means of communication? A magical spell of some sort, or that they could use, or that we can use to alert them that we are in trouble, or they are in trouble, or...
Yeah. Carasel's always got that.
Just
Yeah,
a
she's able to make us talk to each other in our heads. It's pretty fucking weird.
just a real quick question. Who has the ear cuffs?
Oh! I think I grabbed them because I was like, ear cuffs!
Ear
Did
cuff?
anyone else remember?
Someone here has them. That's all that
I
matters,
think
right?
Typho took them and then gave them to Bianca. I think.
Oh,
that's
maybe.
I
what
was
happened.
so
I know we
confused.
grabbed
This was
them.
when I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, ear cuffs?
Yeah, I think I remember
What?
that. Typho was like, oh yes, you could have these.
Yeah. Well, because Carasilla got the dagger, right? And
Yeah.
then I got the luck stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, just to not derail everything. The dagger that Carasilla has came from that dungeon?
Yes.
Oh, cool. I remember my internet went out, or like something happened midway through that, and I didn't get the last half of it. Okay.
yeah. Yeah, that's where that's from. It's not just.
I thought that was like a starting campaign item, or
No. And like in fairness, it was a rapier back then anyways.
Yes.
It's since been, yeah.
Yeah, we reflavored it a bit because I.
okay.
Yeah. So we'll just say that Suna finally last night was like, oh, hey, by the way, I identified these so you can know what they do. So these three things, they're all connected, and these are the only three things, and I can actually make more to connect more of them, but pretty much it's like a expanded use of the message spell, but it connects all three of these ear cuffs. So here, Ajax, Cecily, and Bianca, just kind of toss it to you three. Go ahead and put it on your ear. Don't worry, it'll just kind of fit on there. It's magic. Even with your like cat
Oh,
floofs.
it's a little
Cat
cold.
flutes.
So then all you need to do, there's no attunement required. You just think of a message to send to the other two.
All right, she'll immediately think poop just to see if it works.
Ajax,
Oh my God.
Bianca, you hear poop.
His ears twitch.
Looks
You
like it
hear
worked.
back. Funny.
Bianca, you hear funny.
Bianca goes in her head, ugh.
And the two of you hear ugh.
We should keep this up. Keep this bit going.
Man,
Needless to say, what this allows you to do is within a 1 mile radius, you can communicate freely with any one of these 3 ear cuffs. Now, it can be to just one of them, or it can be to all of them that are connected. And Suna said that she could make more. She's confident she could make up to 6.
Oh, hell yeah.
How
we're
much
gonna
time
do
do you
more.
need, Suna, to make these?
And she kind of like pulls out like an abacus.
Is it like a day sort of thing or longer?
Well, I'd need the magical components first. That's kind of the big thing. I myself have access to the spell, so that takes off some time. 3 to 4 days to make one. After I make one myself, it would only take me about a day. It's just figuring out how to do it.
Okay.
But if I started now,
Ajax looks to the party and is like he says it in the earpiece. She can cast magic, right?
Yeah, of course.
She's good with it, right?
very.
I don't think we should have her making items while we are about to fight.
Agreed.
That's fair. She has a cannon. She should use that.
Apparently, you have a cannon.
are you using the earpieces? Oh, that's so awesome.
We were.
Wait a
we should
second.
hold off. What?
Wait, you were having a conversation?
Yes.
Why weren't you having it out loud?
I was testing the thing. I was making sure it
I
worked.
didn't want to sound dumb.
Oh, that's fair. I'm afraid of that a lot of the time too.
I asked if you had magic. I didn't want to say that out loud because I already kind of knew the answer.
Okay.
But it would have made me look a little.
No, that's fair. You're not stupid. It's all right.
He looks back to the rest of the party. So I think.
But yeah, I do have a cannon, and she kind of she takes a rectangular metal, like almost ingot shaped item from her belt and kind of throws it on the ground, and it unfolds and like as it forms this like arcane, like with pieces floating in midair connected by thrumming blue magical energy. She like points it off into the sky and like signals her hand, and there's just this bolt of arcane energy that just boom. Well, it actually doesn't make a noise. It just kind of.
How far does it go?
It fizzles out after about 70 feet.
Cool. She just shot a flare. Ajax says, I'd be willing to hand mine over to the Dragonborn gentleman that's leading that troop of individuals. If they're going to stay outside of the city so we could sneak in, we'll need to have direct communication with them.
Yeah. We also have Carousel who can cast Sending.
Does that cause you to exhaust yourself in any way?
Well, I mean, let's not use it as a constant thing, but I'm sure if we need it on occasion, it'll be fine. And I'll also say it's a little different to the earpieces, but much the same. If you give me a little time, I can set up a different kind of link. It doesn't have any distance barrier to it. It doesn't last forever, it's only an hour, but it'll let, I think it's like 6, I don't know. It'll let a few of us be able to have that telepathic link.
Maybe we should use that before we get into the city itself.
It is 8 creatures as well. I just checked.
I'll hand over my earlink thing to... I don't know the Dragonborn's name. I don't think Ajax has actually met him.
Caladan.
To think Caladan. That way we can have the... Well, it would be you two, he points to Cecily and Bianca, to let them know what is going on inside of Parrot.
Sounds good. They just need to stay within a mile of us.
I will let them know.
Cool.
He hands it over. He's not going to say, because Dragonborns don't actually have ears, right?
Oh,
No, but you can see as he sort of sets it around that hole that he has in his head for where sound goes in.
Yeah.
His hearing canal. You can see as he sets it on there, it's sort of like the magical item moves between some of the scales and adheres itself to his head. Kind of like a hearing aid.
Yeah. Ajax is going to give him the lay down. I don't want to take more time. He's going to tell him that we are heading into Periton for supplies and maybe allies.
Okay.
They need to stay out of sight within a mile of Periton and await further instructions. We will probably need them for a fight that is going to take place, but we cannot all go into Periton or we will raise suspicions.
Mm-hmm. And he'll nod and very understanding, obviously take what you say seriously, and he'll say,
Also, I meant to ask this earlier. When we first encountered you, there was talk of a Leonin man slaying agents of Shadow in the Old Kingdom. Was that you?
Depends. What's your viewpoint on that?
A lot of respect for him.
Then yes, it was me.
he'll smile and nod and say,
Good. Glad to know you're on our queen's side.
Always. And before he leaves, he kind of turns around and turns back and says, You all are very important to this mission. I want you to know that. We are going to need everyone here's full capability. Whatever you need to do to get them ready for battle, do it. Do it quickly and silently. But get them prepared. Because we are going to battle. For our queen.
you can see him nod at that. He takes a lot of reverence in those words. And he nods and he puts his fist to his heart and bows his head at you, and he'll head back to his 8 soldiers. Ready them.
Ajax turns around and walks back, and I think he has this like weird moment where he recently got kicked out of being the captain of the guard, so he like had this like position just now of talking to these people and getting them ready. And he has this weird feeling of like, I'm still trying to get over the fact that I'm actually not an important figure anymore. And he keeps walking over and says, "Okay, they are ready. They are going to be ready." Last thing, and I'm sorry for talking so much. I have the ability to cast what is known Balefire. I'm not sure if anyone else knows what that is.
I do.
Crystal will give a nod.
Oh, you do. Good.
Just so you know, in case it comes up, I can tell that I also know how to do it.
Good.
But I
So
haven't done it yet.
does Balefire work universally the way?
Yes.
Like, okay. You haven't casted it yet at all.
No, it was gifted to me by Emeril. I haven't needed to use it yet.
I am going to assume we will need to use it in this fight. Fair warning. One, it is obviously the only way you can actually erase these things from the weave, from the existence. Two, there are repercussions to using it. And everyone's kind of seen he has bracers on, but one of his hands, his dominant hand, has like this bandage over it. He kind of removes the bandage and you've seen like visible burn marks. It will burn you when you use it.
She'll look at her already scar-coated and messed up arms. One more for the collection.
Just
At least-
make sure your vitality is good before you use it.
I don't know if it's ever very good, but I'll try my best.
That's all we ask. Well, there's 2 of us that can cast Balefire then, which means we can take 2 of these creatures with us. For good. One of them will obviously be Isin.
Cecily will kind of glance around the group. Haven't asked her before, but there's a good chance Keothi knows how to do it too. Ever since she dropped her vow of peace, I assume it's one of the first things they taught her.
Well, that's great to know. Then I guess Keothi will have to go wherever we do.
Yeah. I'd ask her first, though, I'm assuming. I could just be talking out of my ass.
Either way, Keothi is a very good warrior, so we should probably take her with us.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Agreed.
So the next plan of attack is, well, getting into Periton itself. I'm not good at really being stealthy. And I'm also a giant white Leonin.
Well, I guess here's my question. So I was thinking Periton would be the meeting place for our other groups. However, if they're already going to be staying outside of Periton because we need to be quiet, what if we just contact our allies, tell them where our allies right here are going to be kind of hanging out, and we can make our own meeting place instead. Then do we even need to go into Periton right now? Or if we do we have to bring everybody? We could just send in some people to get the whatever we need and then get out.
Well, the question is, do we have anyone that can get people out quickly? We don't want to split up unless we can.
Well, I can go in a disguise. If that doesn't work, I can run away and hide. If that doesn't work, I can turn invisible. And if that doesn't work, I can pick myself up with a giant hand and throw myself out of the town.
I
Okay,
think that's
but I
good.
think we're skipping a step. What do we need in Periton?
I mean, it's right by our tower. If we're going to get information and allies that we don't know that we could have, I feel like that's the place we can get it.
Then in that case, that's probably you who needs to go in. I mean, not alone, but Carasilla's our guy when it comes to that stuff.
I'll go with you, Carasilla. A little backup.
I don't know what the market is going to be like in this place, but we've all been a little bit poor up until now. I don't think it would hurt to find something, supply ourselves. I don't know about you, but every city we've ever been in, there's something I wanted that I couldn't afford.
That's the great thing about stealing.
Yes, equipment and potions and things to help us is a great idea. If we want to split up the party, if we think that's a good idea, I can hang back with my family and even try and make some potions and things.
Well, I would also need to hang back as well. I will draw too much attention. What I meant by escaped is do any of you 3, if you are going into Periton, do any of you 3 have any way to quickly escape? The teleportation or...
I do have some teleportation, but it would only be for one other.
I have less good teleportation, but teleportation nonetheless. But only for me.
Like I said, I got a reckless trick or two.
Okay. So if you have one of the earpieces, if Bianca's staying back, the rest of us, you would be able to let us know if anything happens or is happening.
Yeah.
Carasilla, you could get you and Suni out very quickly, and Cecily, well, you are very good with magic, so I'm not too worried.
I'll figure it out if I need to. If I can, I'll cry for help on our little mind ear tubes.
Oh, yes, Carasilla, you said something about doing some sort of telekinetic thing.
Pathic, but yes, I could link
Oh.
up a few of us.
I get
And
those up.
Yeah, me too.
in case we're outside that mile radius, it might be good. Especially just for that initial contact where we're figuring out what exactly is in this town.
Is that something that you can do all of the time or one time?
Yeah, just give me 10 minutes.
Well, then I think we should do that. If we don't have to talk out loud around people we don't know, then we can use that to our advantage. I think that the earpiece is last resort.
That way we can stay split up too.
Mm-hmm.
Not far, but we don't have to look like a group.
Correct. I believe that we need to... Well, those who are not going to Periton need to stay within a mile, preferably closer. Joe, just quick question. Periton, is there anything that we could use, like a hillside or like a tree line to obfuscate ourselves?
Yeah, so Periton is a little difficult because it is surrounded by rivers on both sides. So to the north and south of the city, there are small clusters of hills and trees that you could hide in. But on the south side of the city, where the tower is, that's also where that Dark Friend camp was that you and Jessica raided. So it
Which is where we're heading, right?
Which is where you're heading. So there's that camp there. It might still be abandoned, or maybe the amount of Dark Friends there have doubled now since they were attacked and killed. Or you could just go to the north side of the city where that other forest is that you could hide. But the east and west side of the city, you're probably not going to have much luck because of the rivers.
So that camp is on the way?
Technically, yeah. I mean, it's like, towers here, camps here. You kind of got to go around like that anyway, so.
So one thing I failed to mention, there's a camp was a camp. My friend and I, Jessica, we killed them all. But there was a camp of Dark Friends. We could use that to our advantage when we enter Periton, or there might be a camp of Dark Friends when we get there. Just to keep in mind.
Well, maybe that's something we don't scope out as a group of 3. We should probably all go together. But that's maybe for later?
I think it is once we get closer, once we see the path that we can take. If there's a path around it, and if it's not abandoned, we'll try to make our way around it. Besides, might be something fun for the rest of us to do while you're inside. They didn't put much of a fight up.
Well, if anything does happen, we'll still be within cooey of each other. So, I don't think it's too bad an idea to let you all get into some kind of danger whilst we're having our fun.
Well, I think that settles it. The 3 of you are going into Periton. I believe, Carasilla, you're going to contact the allies we have, right?
Get through them, yeah.
And Bianca and myself and... What is the group called with the Dragonborn? What do we actually call them?
The Crown Keepers.
The Crown Keepers. And Bianca's parents. And Keothi will
And
stay back.
Suna.
And Suna will stay back.
Sounds like we have a plan.
Then, when this tower nonsense is all done, Bianca, you can make your big queenly entrance into Periton.
Yes.
Look at me. Save the city.
Have a parade. We have enough people, right?
I
What
would
people do when they
kill.
enter grand cities.
I would kill for a parade.
Yeah,
And I will.
Thumbs up. All right.
Don't worry. The tower comes first, so you don't have to worry about parades or making a grand
Oh,
entrance.
thank God.
Would be
Bianca-
fun, right?
Bianca, hold on.
What?
Were you more anxious about a group of people looking at you and celebrating you than going into a tower from hell?
Maybe.
I'm glad you're in this line of life.
Ajax kind of bends down and whispers to Bianca, I mean, I would be the same way.
Okay. I mean, at least we can relate.
Okie dokie. So with that, all of you begin to... Is there anything else that you wanted to say, or are you ready to head towards Periton?
I mean, just housekeeping wise, if we're doing this telepathic link, I feel like the goal would be everyone that's going in the city will be linked together, and then since I can go up to 8, I guess just like 2-ish from each of the other groups, like the groups staying behind, and then the ones that are going to scout out this camp.
Neat. Sounds good.
So yeah, all big one family.
Okay. Alrighty.
I'm so glad and happy with this plan, and I can't wait to just have it completely go to shit as soon as
Oh,
it's
yeah.
initiated.
That's when it gets good.
Yeah.
Hey, man. My main plan here is to spend some money. I'm here to stimulate the economy of Periton.
Oh, Ajax is going to give you 10 gold. Because
Oh,
that's
hell
all
yeah.
he has. And says, I don't know, give me something.
You know, Ajax, half a year ago, this would have been more money than I'd ever held in my life. Well, at least money that was mine. I'd stolen more.
Good to know.
Alrighty.
Yeah, you're with a bunch of teenage criminals. Did you know that? Have you talked to Suni yet?
I did last night. It was enlightening.
Yeah.
I have that effect on people.
All right, let's get going, team.
So with that, all of you gather together, you load up your carts, your small caravan of people, and you begin to head in the final stretch of the journey to Periton. Now, I do need to change this up because I haven't adjusted this in a while. So it is now the 16th of Stormtide. It's about 50 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's a little chilly today, but it's like nice, you know. It's sweater weather, which is exactly what you want on a day like today. After all the planning,
Leslie's got a 4-layer dress, so we're good there.
I have fur.
You do. So all of you head on your way. As the cart is beginning to move, the first half of the travel goes fairly seamlessly. As you are getting close to a bridge, and you can see this bridge is seeming to be a very large, crossing one of these super large rivers, and you can see all these small fishing boats and river boats making their way underneath and heading into these small canals that go into Periton, where you are so incredibly close. It does seem as though most of the traffic has stopped coming out from Periton, as it seems like you are one of the only groups of people that are coming in to Periton. As all of you get to a small crossroads, One road going back to where you were, one road going forward to Periton, and another road splitting off, heading north. That would lead north around Periton up to this bridge up here. Let me go ahead and pull you up here. There we go. Leading to this bridge up here, and then down and around, eventually leading to Maester. After a little bit of traveling in the wilderness, but much, much, much closer to Damaris Keep. All of you, as you get to that point, you can see this small post in the ground. This post pointing off in 3 different directions. One sign pointing back to where you came, saying Richka. One sign pointing towards Periton, labeled Periton. And the other one saying the Enclave of the Company of the Golden Heart, pointing off to the northway. And as all of you begin to pass and begin to head that way, there is a flash of flame in front of the post. As all of you can see, what looks to be some type of devil. You can see red, leathery wings, very, very fine, groomed attire, slicked back, black hair. Not just a tiefling. This is something so much more. I would say Bianca, Carasilla, and Ajax, with your just base knowledge of religion and monsters like this. Bianca especially, you'd be able to recognize this as a Cambion, a more powerful servant of a much more powerful devil. As you can see, sort of appearing in flame, elevated 5 or 10 feet off the ground, he begins to speak, and he looks a little something like this. Doop, doop, doop.
Saw it.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's a good fit though.
It is, yeah, very good. So you see him begin to speak, and his voice is just layered with like fire and flame on top of his voice.
I come bearing a message. I am Tamael. It is a pleasure to make all of your acquaintances. I come with an offer. My lord and master is quite certain as to their understanding of why you're here. Bianca, Damaris, come to reclaim the throne and free it from the torment of this realm. My master controls more than half of the devils and demons that currently infest that of the Damaris Keep. We come with a simple deal. You take the North Road away from Periton, heading straight to Maester. And my master will withdraw all of their forces from Damaris Keep, making it much easier for you to reclaim your throne. All you need to do is head around and away.
I know he's a devil, so probably not. But can we see? Because like Felicity is kind of picking up on the ulterior motive, or wants to know kind of what it would be. But would Bianca be able to sense anything?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
I mean, without an insight check, you're pretty sure there's probably some other reason, but...
Right. 19. I actually rolled well.
19. I would say that, yeah, Bianca is fairly confident that he's omitting some of the truth, right, to try and make the deal seem rather sweet, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But anything more than that, you're not super sure.
Yeah.
Ajax looks towards Bianca and it just kind of like, this is kind of your thing, your decision.
Yeah.
I'm not going to speak out of turn right now.
She'll look to Tamael. So Isin has no plans of seeing me then?
Well, bold of you to presume that was the master I am in service of, but yes, you are quite intelligent, as he is aware of. Yes, Isin is my master, and Isin is looking forward to seeing you, but they would like to face you at your full strength. All of your forces amassed. In their opinion, it might be too easy. This isn't to goad you. This isn't to trick you. It's his words, honest and true.
Then why doesn't he go somewhere else? Nothing's stopping him from leaving. He's done it before.
Well, Isin has other plans in Periton for now. The process of moving some of the residents from that tower has gotten a little tumultuous, and he'd like a little more time before he upsets any of his guests.
Oh, that's really hard. Well, tell him that sucks, and I hope he figures it out.
Well, it's very bold of you. One last thing that may change your mind. Tell me, I believe in Bromsgraw, you had interactions with Orthons, correct? Large, tusked creatures. They have an ability to cloak themselves, to be invisible.
We're familiar.
And are you familiar with Ammonites? They are creatures resembling centaurs, but with a demonic twist to them. They have this ability to shoot lightning. You familiar with them at all?
Am I?
Bianca, I would say yes, just because of your knowledge of those creatures. And just as a reminder, let me go ahead and remind you the Orthons.
Yeah, I remember those.
The Armonite. And Armonites, both of these creatures are large, as opposed to medium-sized. Yeah. So, he continues to speak, and he says,
"No, I have no doubt that all of you are capable of dealing with such threats, but..."
And you can see him look behind the second caravan. Your company behind you might not be so lucky. I ask again, leave this place, head straight to Maester. Not only will Isin have his forces rout from the keep of Damaris to make your claiming of that throne easier, but the lives of those in Periton and those in your motley crew now will be spared. Should you march on Periton, well, demons don't just attack Maester. Imagine how it would look if demons attacked on the same day when the heir to the Damaris throne returned.
That doesn't sound very good, does it? Oh. Poor little queen. Risk her people. Whatever will she do?
She will turn to the group. Well, how is everyone feeling about this?
I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I think if a literal devil is standing in your way, it's probably because you're doing the right thing.
I think I also have to agree, though, it wouldn't be a good look if devils and demons attack this town just as the queen's arriving. But be a fantastic one for when we vanquish them. Give a little wink to the uncle.
We also have to remember, these are devils and demons. They're not the most trustworthy individuals. What's to say we leave and go the other way? Isin said that he will... what? Make sure that no one perishes in Periton? That everybody will be safe? It's a hard decision. But I do agree with Cecily.
And just because he won't kill him doesn't mean he won't do something worse.
And why is he sending? He looks over towards the devil and then looks back. A messenger pigeon.
Suni, what are your thoughts?
I'm really sorry. I was dealing with something and literally got back like 16 seconds ago, so I have no clue what's going on.
That's okay. A devil's trying to make a deal with us to basically go a different way and come back later, risking attacking everybody if we come in.
Big oof.
The other thing is that Isin will remove half of the forces that exist within Damaris Keep to make recapturing Damaris Keep a lot easier.
If we don't see whatever the fuck he's up to here.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Does Ajax kind of know that Isin was up to fucky stuff anyways because of going in the tower?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like... I will say that the blood and sinew in those cages from when you were there didn't seem new. So it's not like new people were stolen, but people had been taken and killed before. Plus, with that creature you heard and the sort of travel log that you saw, it seems like he was probably using it as some type of gate or some entry point for demons and devils.
We have a choice. We possibly risk the lives of everyone in Periton and go around to save the lives of others, hoping that Isin will remove half of their forces in Damaris Keep. Or we walk straight forward, target the source, and destroy Isin and hope that we get there in time before they send out forces to attack other people. From what I saw, I think that the tower acts as some sort of gate to bring in more demons and more devils. He might be growing more of an army. And if we give him more time, it'll be even worse.
I also think,
Agree.
regardless of the truth of what's happening in that tower, he's not going to give us the upper hand in anything. This deal will do nothing but service him. No matter how much he cakes it up and anything to make it look sweeter for us. still would be doing what he wants.
Could lie and say that we are going the other way and then walk into Periton.
I think Tamiel's right there, though.
Yeah.
I'm being quiet.
He's still listening.
Bianca will definitely then say to Caricella, if we keep pushing forward, we need to contact.
Ajax not shakes his head like don't say anything.
Okay, I mean, yeah, you're right.
Oh, and you can see he kind of gasps for a small moment, obviously, playing pretend, and says, I just had a thought. If you all do decide to go to Periton and risk the lives of those people, I hope that camp is empty still, like you hoped it would be. Infiltrating the tower, a height advantage, I believe Issen heard as well. Bianca, if you do survive past this, Issen would like you to try and wise up. It makes this whole thing a lot easier.
Question.
Yeah.
Does Ajax know how slippery these creatures can be? Like if I'm not going to do this because that would fuck over the whole party. But if Ajax attacked this guy, could he teleport away? Does Ajax even know that he has anything like that?
He might have a way to just a once a day in and out, but you're just not super sure since he did teleport here. But that could have been somebody teleporting him there.
Like I said, Issen, not only is Issen just very powerful, but we are tied. It's gonna be difficult for him to not know our every move because of me.
In that case, why would we do anything he asks us to do?
Because Issen and you both want the same thing, I'm sure. If
What
this
is it that Issen
person...
wants?
Do you know the truth of your grandmother?
Admittedly, only some.
She made a deal with Issen and the Dark One to sell her family, her kingdom, under the rug, so that way she could rule forever. The selfish nature of the Baynir blood finally crept up and found her. Issen wants her gone. Her dead. And I'm sure now knowing the truth, you feel the same. Issen wants to make that easier for you.
Then why doesn't he help us?
That's
He
what
wants
he's
to
doing.
contact us. No, actually help us. Half troops? Are you kidding me?
Those are the half that he controls. The other half are the troops that belong to Ivana.
He wants her gone so bad, why have a deal in the first place? Why not just help us out of his own desire?
Yes, if he's so powerful, then why doesn't he march up and take care of the problem? If Bianca and him want the same thing, that would be very generous.
I can't speak as to why exactly he does the things that he does.
Oh, that's because you're a puppet.
It's because I am a messenger, here to broker a deal. And it seems as though there is no deal to be made. Good luck in Periton. I hope that the people are forgiving of the slaughter you subject them to.
Is he still there?
Unless anybody has anything else they want to say.
Well, Bianca's just gonna, like, look to everyone. I don't know if charging in is the smartest idea anymore.
Is that what you want?
No. But I'm trying to be smart.
And what are your orders, my queen?
Caricilla, what do you think? Do you really think that it's more of a risk to step away? Or do you think there's an equal risk in both? What do you think the smartest decision is? Because I'm not so sure.
Well, in all honesty, I feel like if we were going to have a change of plans, it'd be worth doing it in the idea that we could benefit potentially from this deal. I think without that, our decision has already been made, right? Those people might be under more accelerated danger if we do go in. But they're already in danger. I don't think having not only Issen, but other devils and demons so close is going to leave any of them to be safe. Issen might promise that they will be safe, at least for now, but that doesn't restrain any of the others. Devils and demons aren't exactly the caring sort. And so it would only take one of them acting out of line and going to get more people hurt.
But
If we go in there, we have a chance to save them.
to clarify, it's either step away from Periton or there's an attack on all of the Old Kingdom. Right? It's not just Periton. Isn't that what he said?
No, it would be when you arrive in Periton, then the demons and devils attack.
Yeah, but what are they attacking? Just Periton or the
Just
whole
Periton,
old...
yeah.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood that.
Yeah, so kind of a focus fire situation.
And plus, we know we have allies. Issen wouldn't offer us any more than what we already have. If he doesn't want us there, there's got to be a reason. If he wants us to take the route around, then that's not where we're going to need to be.
In my experience, when higher-ups do something like this, they're normally bluffing. And if they're not bluffing, they're just scared. If he was
He'll only
confident...
send us away if he thinks that we have something that we can do there, something to destroy.
Well, it seems as though you've made up your mind. I look forward to seeing you
I thought he left.
in Periton. I hope that it goes as well as you wish it does. Farewell.
And in a swirl of flame, he disappears.
Damn it. He could teleport. Someone counterspell him.
I don't have that.
Fuck.
Well, Cecily, just take a deep breath and... I know there's a lot of layers, but my point still stands. He doesn't want us there, so let's go.
Do we know anyone in Well, we should start walking, but do we know anyone in Periton? Can we get a word out to anybody to start getting people out of the city?
Carousel is the most persuasive person I know.
Can we send any message to anybody there? Do we know anyone?
Paladon.
Yeah, well, Keothi was just about to speak up.
I have my Goliath soldiers that were supposed to meet us. They're most likely in Periton now, getting ready to head towards us. I could have them stay in and say something to someone. Perhaps, Cecily, I think you were going to say the person Caladon referred us to.
Yeah.
I could have them say something, so that way we don't have to go into the city immediately.
Well, I think if it's possible, he looks at Caracilla, we need to send a message to somebody to start evacuating the city. They already know we're coming, which means they might start the attack before we even get there. It's more than likely that it will happen. So if people are already evacuating by the time we're there, we've at least alleviated some of the damage.
I think it'd be worth getting at least notice to the Goliaths first. They can start the evacuation, and this other person, God, I'm looking at the name and my mind is just blanking on how that's pronounced.
Ajax holds his hand up.
Paladon. Oh, you're talking about, okay, you're talking about the lady. Ainwin.
Hey, so
Yeah.
Ajax holds his hand up to kind of stop the conversation, and he looks over at Bianca and says, I really hate to do this, but could you walk away a little bit? Look, it seems that he has a connection through you and is able to see what we're doing. If you can't hear our conversation, neither can he. Right?
I'll just, before I walk away, add, whenever we get there, I can also go in and just say I'm a Damaris and explain the situation. But you guys let me know what you want to do. And she will walk away.
You were saying, Caracilla, I'm sorry.
Well, we're told about Ainwin. She's supposedly got a group of other crown keepers. We let her know about the situation. She and whoever else is with her, we have to also assist in these evacuations.
Are you so sure that people who want to leave their home?
You can never be sure, but you have to give them the chance.
And what about the people that don't believe the Crown Keepers? Are they
And
just
that's why we're
fodder
going to be
then?
there.
So are we going to the tower, or are we defending the city?
It seems that now it's a defense leading into an attack if we survive. The people come first, right? That's the whole point. We're doing this to save people.
They don't have infinite forces. Whatever they use in Periton will be away from the tower. If we're able to stave off enough of the attack, it will inherently weaken the tower. And as soon as the decision is made that not enough people will be there for the defense of the tower as well as attack the town, as soon as those waves against the town cease, then that's when we can move the battle into them. We talked about wanting a distraction. This seems to be as good as any we're going to get. Something to lure out the forces of the tower.
Agreed. Are you able to send that message to Keothi's troops to start moving people out somewhat silently?
I can. I possess that magic.
Oh, good. Then we should get that message now, because Red Boy is back already there. Probably.
And she nods and she'll send the message, informing them to go to Ainwin, leader of the Crown Keepers, inform them of the connection of Caladon, and that Do you want Ainwin to meet you guys outside of the city at like a non-disclosed location to talk, or?
And I thought the go was to just get as many people that we know in the city to start with evacuations there. So if she's got like her Crown Keeper troop there, like spread news through the Goliaths, because I feel like obviously they'd have a little bit more of an idea of what's happening as well, and like knowing that, you know, if Kirithi's saying you've got to evacuate, like that's gonna be persuasive enough. And just get as many people there, just getting people out.
Okay. They will try to the best of their ability.
I know I'm not there, but could we also message at least the Golden Heart troop thing? Just because, like, if there's going to be a battle, it could last a while, and might be nice to have troops coming in a little later. I know I'm not there, though, so, you know what? Meh.
Like the Rohirrim. At the Battle of Gondor.
Yeah.
Or where it was. It's just Typho coming over the over the hill.
Just I'm the only one left.
Oh, buddy.
That would be good, though.
Yeah. Parasol will be happy to just do a sending to Typho, because obviously, you know, someone we know. Yeah, just, I guess, if we could get aid, going to be an attack on Periton. As great a force as you can muster. I suck at counting. I think that's all the words I have.
Yeah, Typho will respond, I will gather the forces that you wish, and I will be there as soon as I can.
Pretty good impression of John.
Thank you. Different fonts, baby.
Yep. You just couldn't wear the same shirt.
Goddamn. Still bitter. Oh my god.
So we have a new plan. I fear that if we converse about the plan in front of Bianca, then Issen's going to know.
Well, I think it's straightforward enough that she can roll with the punches.
I'm going to go talk to her. We should rally everyone. We need to move as fast as possible. And Jax walks away towards Bianca.
Okay.
And anybody else can talk amongst themselves unless you want me to keep talking. I feel weird.
Joe, it's fine, John. It's okay. You're good. Joe, do I feel like it's about to storm? Just a general question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hard.
Hard.
Torrential
All right.
rains, thunder and lightning. Bad. It's not good.
Okay.
Well, it got worse.
Mm-hmm.
Since the devil showed up, since the message was sent, since the Edger message was sent, it's just been getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. So that's anyone around Cecily will just see her manually controlling her breathing, so as not to, so as not to fall into that downward spiral.
Okay.
But I mean, that doesn't change anything. There's no reason to her not to go do this. So.
Okay.
Well, that was my thing.
All right. Ajax, you approach Bianca.
He approaches with his head down to the ground, and doesn't like look her in the face and says, "I'm very sorry."
About what?
I feel like it was very, very abrupt to send you away, and I felt really bad about sending you away. It just felt like the safest thing.
No, I agree. I didn't even think about stepping away, so I'm glad you said something.
How are you feeling?
Nervous. I feel like we're putting a lot of people in danger, and it's she. I know like Ajax doesn't see him, but then she's gonna look at to her left and like see all the ghosts still surrounding her.
The crown.
Ajax,
Reclaim the crown.
And
kill.
oh my god,
Basilisk.
Kill Ajax.
He's going to put his paw on her shoulder and say, "We are not the ones putting them in danger. Isin is. We are responding to the threats. No matter what decision we make or made, people are still in danger. It's just a matter of when. We have a chance to end this."
you're gonna keep your promise to me, right?
Which one?
You know which one.
I don't know.
I'll let you guys do what you need to do. Let me do what I need to do.
It's not that simple.
Yes, it is. I don't even have my soul, Ajax. I don't know what's gonna happen, even if I win.
I will let you do what you need to. But you have to understand. While air goes through my lungs, I will be by your side. I'm not going to let you face Isin alone. And that is not because you're not strong enough, and that I don't think you can. It's because I want to help.
You are helping. You're keeping not only my people, but the people I care most about safe. And now it's in order.
Your people aren't your people if you're not alive, Bianca. I will keep my promise. But I ask a promise from you. Let me help. This is everything I've been fighting toward. My entire life, fighting evil. And this is almost close to the most evil I will ever see. Please.
You will see more.
And if I do, you will be alive. And we'll fight it together then as well. Friends need you. Your people need you. I need you. Your parents need you.
I'm not planning on dying, but I can't let him take any of you. I can't do that. I will not let him do that.
Well, that is where we are at an impasse, because I feel the same way. We're kind of arguing about the same thing at this point. No one's going to die, except for Isin.
I'll let you make your best judgment. But please keep my wishes in mind.
I will. God. He kind of like nudges you. You're so stubborn.
I mean, you are too.
That's why we're such good friends.
Maybe
No.
we feel like
Yes, when an immovable object meets... I don't remember the rest of the thing, so I'm gonna say...
Okay, we need to keep moving. You go continue to plan. I will continue to be oblivious. I
Well,
trust
you do have people that are looking for direction from you. Embolden them. Get them ready. They will
Yes.
listen to you.
And she's gonna like looking towards the live people and then the dead people that's been surrounding her. I've got a lot of people to talk to.
And I have some planning to do. We've got this. And he's gonna clasp on her shoulder once again, kind of squeeze a little bit, and walk off. I'm walking to the Swordmaster.
All right. Okay.
But again, I don't want to take up more time.
Okay. Does anybody else want to do anything while that conversation was happening?
Still breathing.
Okay.
Can Suni get Suna to help him exactly understand what the scales from the 3 salamanders do? Because I don't know how to work them. And if she has Identify, I'd love some help.
Yeah, this would
Okay.
not be a bad time.
Yeah. Okay.
I understand like very little about them. Like I know we talked about like when they stack together, they're much better, but I've never actually used them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. So, yeah, you can take them to Asuna, and okay.
Suna, help me,
Okay.
please.
Okay. Are you okay? You seem.
Well, I mean, not really, considering, but
Oh, yeah.
given current circumstances, I'm trying to, prepare myself as best as I can. And you mentioned identifying something earlier, and I was curious if you'd help me figure out exactly what to do with these. He'll reach into his bag and lay them out.
Oh. These are scales. Yes.
Mm-hmm. From the 3 salamanders.
The Salamander
the
coast.
salamander. Yeah. The giant salamander thing.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. We can work
I just
with
don't
that.
exactly. He'll show her like how they are really like fluid when they're like not doing anything, and then on impact how they get solid, and the tier, like the layering them together thing.
Oh. Okay. Okay. That's really interesting. I've heard of something a lot like this before, and she's gonna begin to identify them, and she's also gonna make a history check. Bam, bam, bam. That's a natural 20. Suna, you smart
Hell
cookie.
yeah.
What a little smarty pants she is.
Aw.
She'll kind of brain blast. These are a lot. That's so interesting. So Athera, right? So apparently there were these smiths in Athera. It was something that I just read about before I left the college, where they were able to make this. They had these warriors, the Athunzai, and the Athunzai were like the most elite of the Kasa tribes. They were the fire tribes of Athera, and the Athunzai had this armor and these shields and these weapons that they would make that could store kinetic energy. And one of the ways that they would do that is they would simulate some creatures in nature that could do that, but it was never specified which ones. But, see, these may have come from the salamanders, but I think that the salamanders maybe are still kind of dragons, right? That would only make sense, right? Salamanders, dragons, they fly, they are long and wibbly.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. So I think that maybe the salamanders are just like great worms, but with a Y, not an O, where they are these massive creatures, but they're not chromatic or metallic like most dragons are. They're gemstone. Okay. So like with these, I think that it's really similar to what they would use in Athera to emulate some creature in nature. I think they were emulating the scales of a gemstone dragon. Or a
Wait,
gemstone.
they're gemstone dragons?
Well, gemstone great worms. So that's why they're kind of like stretchy. And she kind of does like that motion, like pulling two ends apart from one another.
Are there gemstone great worm born people? Like there are dragon born people?
Maybe? I've never seen one. But that is...
Well, do they have like a freakishly long neck? So he will kind of stick his neck up as far as he can.
That also brings up another interesting question. I wonder if I could use the spell Enlarge or Reduce to make certain appendages longer or shorter. Like, I wonder if I could figure out a way
You
to...
have to try. You have to.
Should I do that now, or should I do the scale thing first?
Oh, you should do the scale thing first.
Okay, all right, I'll do the scale thing first.
But let's keep a pin in that enlarging certain parts of the body thing. Suni doesn't have a penis, so I mean, that's...
Yeah, no, sorry, I didn't realize what I was saying until after, as soon as you phrased it like that. Because I was legit only thinking of the neck thing, you know, like just like a giraffe neck.
Suna's human, right?
Yeah, right? Suna's human.
Suna's human, yeah. Okay. So, what I think these can do, it might take me a little bit of time to string them all together, but at least one of them, if you attune to one of them, it will give you a loose gift of a gemstone dragon. And I think that with enough time, I could maybe combine the three. So pretty much you would affix them to your armor, so I'd have to do some things to your armor, I hope that's okay. But I could create little divots, little slots, and I could pretty much make them one item that you attune to, and it gives you the gift of the gemstone dragon. Gemstone great worm. So
you add them to this, and he'll just kind of show the armor piece that Carasilla and Bianca got for him, of the scale mail.
Oh, yeah, I could actually. I'll try and have it ready by the time that we get to Periton, but I can't make any promises.
Hey, you perfect. You do what you got to do, and you know I've survived long enough without this, so it'll be okay.
I'm gonna give Suna a DM point of inspiration because of what you said to her. You're perfect. That's so nice of you. So she will explain that when all 3 of the scales are combined into one into your arm piece, it is an enhanced version of the feat that is the gift of the gem dragon. So the gift of the gem dragon allows you to increase 1 mind ability score by 1, so intelligence, wisdom, charisma. And then it will also give you the telekinetic reprisal feature, which whenever you take damage from a creature that's within 10 feet of you, you can use your reaction to emanate telekinetic energy, the energy that is dealt to you. The creature that deals the damage to you must make a strength saving throw, DC 8 plus your proficiency plus the ability modifier, the score increased by this feat. On a failed save, the creature will take 4d8 force damage and pushed 10 feet away from you. On a successful save, the creature takes half the damage and isn't pushed. You can use this reaction a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all features when you finish a long rest.
So I got the lightsaber and force push now? Hell yeah.
When you're hit.
Yeah.
All right?
When I'm hit.
You're literally making him a Jedi.
He's had these scales
True, for a long time.
20 sessions, all right?
And I don't know why I kept never trying to figure anything out about them, but it's okay.
It's all right. But this wasn't
It's
intentional as a Jedi thing. All right? I'm happy that it worked out that way, but it wasn't intentional. All right?
Okay.
I don't know why we're talking about Jedi so much. They're moonblades. It's nothing to do.
We need to go find a bullywug somewhere, what are they called? What are the little toad people?
Grungs.
What are they called? Gongs, yeah. And named Doya to give Suni more.
Named Doja? Named Doja?
Yeah,
Cat?
Doja.
Yeah.
That's the one.
We need to find a Yoda equivalent to train Suni.
Okay, all right. Okay. So, Suna's going to try her best to get that done. I'm going to go ahead and make some artificer tinkering tools checks for her. See if she can
As
get
a
it done
former
for her.
artificer, can I try to help her?
You may. It'll be 2 different checks, so she'll get advantage on the first and second one because you're helping her.
Hell yeah.
All right. So she'll do that. We'll see what happens there. Ajax, you head over to the Swordmaster. Swordmaster is talking with some of the other troops, those 8, and Caladan, just sort of training them on basic defenses and riposting and counters.
While we're moving?
Well, just sort of going over the moves as some of the people are, whether it be on horseback or standing in carts, just trying to make sure that they're practicing those movements over and over again.
Do you have a second to talk?
Of course. Keep running those movements if you can.
And he'll sheath his blade and he'll walk with you.
I'm not sure how much you have overheard or been led on to what we are walking into. Are you aware, or...
I have heard enough.
I recognize that you are very skilled with the blade, and you are a very good fighter. We're going to need your assistance as much as possible, because we are going to battle. Where do you feel most comfortable? With us or with them? And he points to the crown keepers.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being entirely honest, Ajax, I'd rather be with them, pointing towards the troops he just walked away from.
I was also going to suggest that, but didn't want to assume.
With you and Suni and Carasilla and Cecily, Bianca will be looked after well. She'll be safe with all of you.
Good.
These are the ones who need my protection.
Yes, as they seem somewhat capable. I don't want to leave them on their own.
In fact, I was going to request that Natalia, Ildan, and either Suni Suna or Keothi accompany them as well?
I believe we at least want to take Keothi. She has the ability to... Well, now that I think about it... I need to talk to everyone else, but I think Keothi should stay with you. If you are all attacked by a Banshin, she might be the only one who can properly get rid of it.
Very well. Discuss whatever you need to, and we will go with your best judgment.
Unfortunately, it seems as though this Isin individual can hear our every move and see what we are going to do. So we should keep this to ourselves. You can let them know, but unfortunately, Bianca will have to just roll with what we're doing.
Very well.
Also, I ask a favor. And this is between you and I. If I do fall into battle, or in battle, and Bianca still lives, you need to take my place in protecting her.
I will do that for you.
This does not get said to anyone.
Of course.
You're not too bad. I like you more.
Warms my heart.
I'll give you a genuine smile, but like a glad you finally came around, bud.
Good luck.
Same to you.
He'll nod, and he'll return to the other troops.
Ajax will return to the front.
To the front. All right.
On a Johnny.
Nice. All right. So, with that, quarter of a day now, several hours away. You will be crossing the bridge any moment now. About 1, 2 o'clock. Sun is still high in the sky, not a cloud in sight. As all of you are almost to Periton. This is your last chance. Any final words before you arrive in the city?
I do think Bianca, maybe just not exactly after Ajax talks to the Swordmaster, but Bianca, I think at some point would. Ella, what if she does the exact same thing? It's like, if I...
Protect Ajax.
Okay.
He's gonna be like,
Sure.
you can't tell anybody either. Lip shut. Okay, so she would pull him aside and say, I hope I'm not crossing any lines, but Ilithar, I'm now aware, more so, of that day, that situation, everything. You cannot carry that with you. There's nothing you could have. What you are doing now is what matters.
It has been a long time since I've heard that name. And I know. Especially if what that devil said is true. Then there was nothing I could have done. No amount of stubbornness would allow me to stay as the head of her guard.
Unfortunately, at least as of right now, we have to take it as truth until other information would prove otherwise, but in a very sad way, it makes sense. You remind me a lot of Ajax. There's nothing you could have done, and it's not your fault. You are still the same person before that event, and you still deserve to be called by your name. You're not dishonored. The Damaris name is dishonored. That's the only name that should be destroyed.
And he'll nod when you say that. And he'll say,
I do agree that I should feel no dishonor for my name. And I will proudly wear it from this day forward. But I do not agree with you, Bianca. While the Damaris name may be dishonored now, it will not be for long.
Thank you. I'm feeling more confident despite our situation in that. So thank you.
You're welcome. You can feel it, can't you? The electricity in the air.
I don't know if I have necessarily that gift, but I can feel him.
Those who have a strong connection to war tend to. And there is a battle that is coming. And if Isin is at the forefront, hopefully part of this ends very soon.
Do you think he'll be at the forefront or hiding in a shell, huddled away, where we have to dig him out and find him?
I guess it just depends on how much noise you make.
Okay. I guess you're right. You're doing a good job with everyone. Thank you.
It is an honor to hear that. To be commended as such from you, my queen.
and he'll bow his head.
She'll nod. And I think that's all I had as of right now.
Okay.
Is my ice getting bad again?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
Still good as of right now.
But rusty.
Alrighty. So with that, unless there is anything else, pause for dramatic effect. Several more hours pass. You cross the bridge, and you arrive in Periton. As you make your way closer to the northern gate, you can see a city that has been worn down by time, war, and distress. The city itself has this grunginess to it, this dirt caked in at the seams. This is a town that has been through so much, and all of you can see there is something that you can maybe do. But the closer you get to the city, Cecily, you're the first one to notice it, where there were these clear blue skies as far as the eye can see, that dark, dark, dark gray rolling in from the south, clouds moving against the wind, heading towards Periton. As all of you arrive, you know what may happen. And as you enter through the city gates, not currently guarded, but you're greeted by a woman. Darker skin, hair that fades from black to blonde, tattoos on her face resembling that of a tree and vines, wearing clothing and armor of black and gold. You can see her standing near a cluster of Goliaths, and you assume that this is Aenwyn Ulrich, the leader of the Crown Keepers within the walls of Periton. This is her. And as she stands there in front of you, ready to share what information she has about the state of the city before the hour of reckoning, that is where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session. And before you get too deep into anything within the walls of Periton, I'd like to formally welcome all of you to level 10. Congratulations. Because,
Yeah.
believe me, buds, you're going to need it.
It's been 12 sessions.
Yeah, it's been.
48 hours of level 9.
Oh, God, there you go. You done did it now. You done did it. You're in Periton. You're finally here. And, yeah, this is gonna be a big boy moment. We're gonna see what happens here. I'm
Who's
excited.
gonna die?
Everyone.
Who's gonna die? You gonna die. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed. I know I did. If you're watching this on Twitch, don't forget to follow. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell us a favorite moment from the session. With that, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check us out on this Sunday for the Isles of Ivarian. I promise I won't be sick again. Knock on wood. Or next Monday for the continuation of DM Roundtable, where we talk about beginning a campaign. I was still a little sick. We're going to do DM Roundtable every other Monday now. That's the deal. And then, or next Tuesday for the continuation of the Adventures of the Salamander Coast. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.